Live from Eldridge Park, as Jack Sadighian and I, Nick Magas, welcome you to our little makeshift booth here to the left side of home plate. Here to bring you the audio-only broadcast of this Wareham Gatemen and Orleans Firebirds matchup this evening. Wareham coming off a 3-3 tie with the Falmouth Commodores at home last night. Both teams scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and then nobody scored for the rest of the ballgame. We went 14 consecutive scoreless frames, and that's where it ended up. So the Wareham Gatemen will try to get back into the win column tonight. They come into this ballgame at 2-4-1, and they send a man out on the mound who went 4 scoreless in his last outing, Bradley Bramer.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. That was a win against YD. 4 scoreless, only gave up 1 hit. 7 strikeouts for Bramer, so good sign to have him on the mound today. And this is a team we've beaten before, Nick. We won 4-2 in the last meeting, and Jonathan Brand and Matt Swanson shut down the Orleans lineup.
And this is an Orleans lineup that is very, very good on paper. They've really struggled to get it going here in the early part of this season, but you know, they're dangerous bats without a doubt, and it'll be tough work for Bradley Bramer tonight. Orleans on the mound, it'll be Christian DeLauder. And before we take you through the rest of these lineups for these two teams, we want to talk about a couple new faces, one for Wareham and one for Orleans.
Yeah, so the one for Orleans is going to be Matt Goodhart. He's playing first base today out of Arkansas. He's primarily been a DH for Arkansas this past year. First team All-SEC as a DH and utility player, 264 hitter, 13 homers, and 38 RBIs, coming off a regional and super regional appearance where he went 7 for 27 with a home run and 3 RBIs. So a very, very capable bat coming in for the Firebirds to add to that prestigious lineup. And then on the other side, for the Gatemen, Tommy Troy out of Stanford. He's playing second base today, but started 39 games for Stanford, 247 hitter, 10 homers, 28 RBIs, had postseason experience as well, Nick. 4 home runs, 11 RBIs in the postseason for him. He was huge for Stanford.
So both of those guys arrived here on the Cape just a couple days ago, getting their first starts for their respective teams tonight. And that is how it will go for the majority of this summer here in the Cape League. Just a carousel of players coming in, moving out on the rosters here, and we will do our best as broadcasters here for our listeners to keep you posted, keep you in the loop with all that is going on with the roster moves. So we'll get into the rest of these starting lineups here now. We mentioned the starting pitchers in Christian DeLauder and Bradley Bramer for the Gatemen. For the rest of the Gatemen, it'll be Jim Jarvis in his usual spot leading it off. The aforementioned Tommy Troy starting at second base tonight. He's in the 2-hole. Cade Kern with the big home run last night. He's homered in 2 of his last 3 games, batting third. As usual, it's Owen Diodati starting in left field in the cleanup spot. Behind him, starting behind the plate, is Jimmy Crooks. In the 6-hole, Justin Williams playing third base tonight for the second consecutive evening. And then at first base, as it usually is, Angelo Dispina, coming off a 2-for-3 evening against Falmouth last night. And then the 8 and 9 hitters are Jack Brannigan and Tress Gonzalez, respectively. Tress moving down from where he hit in the 2 spot last night, now bringing up the rear in the Gateman order. For Orleans, it'll be Jordan Sprinkle starting at shortstop, Ryland Thomas in left field, Connor Cox in right field. In the cleanup spot, the man out of Texas Tech, one of the best hitters in the country, Jace Young. He'll play second base. The newest face in this Orleans roster, Matt Goodhart starting at first base, followed by Tyler Locklear in the 6th spot. He'll play third. Chase DeLauder, the starting pitcher, will also DH tonight. He's in the 7-hole. And then the 8 and 9 hitters, Jared McKenzie and Justin Mickness behind the plate.
Yeah, keep in mind this is an Orleans lineup, Nick, that in the last meeting between these two teams, 7 of them didn't even get a hit. There were 4 combined hits from Ryland Thomas and Connor Cox. They're hitting 2 and 3, like you mentioned. So that's the part of the lineup to look out for. They did well against the Gatemen, and the struggle for them has been strikeouts. 72 strikeouts and 221 at-bats. That's almost a third of the time they are striking out when they come to the plate.
Well, the lineup looks really, really good on paper, but as you mentioned, Jack, strikeouts have been an issue, and I believe as a team they're only hitting .213 on the season, which is toward the bottom of this Cape League spread.
Yeah, that's 7th in the league, which isn't that bad out of 10 teams. A lot of it's a transition to wood bats, so the averages are lower. I mean, you have Brewster in last hitting 175 as a team. You look at that, you say, how are they hitting 175? It's a transition to the wood bats, and it's top college pitching as well. That's something that Sneddon mentioned in his manager's show yesterday. keep in mind, you're going against aces from other teams in this league. It's not like you're going against 3, 4, 5 guys in the rotation every night. It's pretty much the best pitcher from a team every night in the Cape League.
Absolutely right. And as the saying goes, traditionally, good hitting beats good pitching. We'll step out. Check that. Good pitching beats good hitting. And we'll step out for a moment for the national anthem. Be right back here with you on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports,
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce,
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce,
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Two minutes till 7 p.m. Eastern Time here in Orleans, Massachusetts, as we wait for first pitch. The Firebirds have taken the field, and the man on the hill to start this ball game is Christian DeLauder. Had just one outing already this year. We expect to see him for really no more than an inning, as he's also starting in the batting order for the Firebirds.
Yeah, he doesn't love pitching, something we actually learned before the game, but he's just so good at it that he always keeps going out there. And in his one appearance, he was great. Only gave up one base runner, no runs through an inning, but kind of like an opener tonight where you'll see teams will have a bullpen day. They'll throw a guy for an inning to start a game. That'll be DeLauder tonight for the Firebirds.
Firebirds come out in all white uniforms, white tops, white pants with red lettering and red numbers. The tops are sleeveless. They wear black short-sleeve shirts underneath. The Gatemen in maroon tops with white pants, black numbers and lettering across their jerseys. As it'll be Jim Jarvis stepping to the plate as we are set to get this one underway. The sun falling very slowly over the first base dugout from our vantage point here, off to the left of home plate, right at field level. As DeLauder works out of the windup and delivers first pitch strike to Jim Jarvis.
Yeah, nice breaking ball, confident starting pitch from DeLauder. But the sun is beaming in from behind the first base side.
That one's fouled off the bat of Jim Jarvis to just in front of home plate.
Virtually not a cloud in the sky tonight, Nick. Or I guess still afternoon, but
no, it should turn into a beautiful evening, but we can't wait till that sun goes away because A, it is right in our eyes, and B, it was hot here in Orleans all day. As the 0-2 to Jarvis is off his front foot, and he'll take first base. An 0-2 hit by pitch for Jim Jarvis, and he's aboard to start the top of the first inning.
Yeah, DeLauder just lost control of that pitch, and a nice break for Jarvis. Fell behind 0-2. Now he gets aboard, and our first look at Tommy Troy.
Tommy Troy making his first start for the Gatemen tonight. Arrived in town just a couple of days ago after Stanford's trip to the College World Series. Jarvis was the leadoff man. He's aboard now, and Tommy Troy takes ball one.
And what a great season it was for Stanford. Knocked out of the CWS by Vanderbilt, who's up 1-0 in the final series. Great season for the Cardinals.
Pickoff throw to first base. Just a courtesy for Jim Jarvis, who gets a short lead. DeLauder, the lefty, staring right at the base runner, now works out of the stretch. The 1-0 to Troy is taken for a strike.
I looked a little low. Good take by Troy, but doesn't get the call.
Not the pitch he wanted to hit, but pretty close to the zone. So that evens the count at 1. Troy digs back in. Here's the 1-1. That one's off the plate, lost by the catcher for a moment. It's Justin Mickness behind the dish tonight for the Firebirds, but he's on top of it quickly. Jarvis retreats to first base, and that's where he'll remain with a 2-1 count on Tommy Troy. Swung on and missed. That's strike 2. DeLauder reared back, blew a fastball right by Troy. And now with 2 strikes, the middle infielder out of Stanford will be forced to protect.
We should mention how hard of a park this is to score in, Nick. Last 2 games combined 3 runs at Eldridge Park.
2-2 to Troy, taken for ball 3. It was close. He laid off. And part of that, Jack, as you mentioned, it's because it's 300 feet down the left field line and 314 feet down the right field line, which is fairly short for a ballpark here in Cape Cod, but 434 feet to straightaway center as the 3-2 to Troy is taken for ball 4, and now 2 aboard in the top of the first inning.
Well, you get that, so it's about 360 to right and left center, and the wind blows directly in from center field. So pretty much any fly ball that's not absolutely destroyed gets knocked down in the outfield.
The wind is blowing in, and like we said, a really deep ballpark to straightaway center field. But if anyone in this Gatemen lineup has the power to do it, it's the next 2 men up. It's Cade Kern at the plate right now. He takes strike 1, and then Owen Diodati standing on deck with his 3 home runs.
Well, the first 2 hitters did their job. They both got on board. Jarvis hit, Troy walks, and you get your 2 power guys up with runners on. That's exactly how you want to start the game if you're the Gatemen. For a team struggling to score runs, it would be huge to get one here in the first.
DeLauder came set, then took a long pause with the runners. So Kern calls time. He steps out. Now back in the right-handed batter's box. DeLauder, the southpaw, facing the first base side as he comes set. First pitch to Kern. Foul down the left field line and out of play. We have no view whatsoever of the left field corner here from our spot in Orleans, so we'll do the best we can to keep you updated on balls that go that direction. Cade Kern facing an 0-1 count now with runners at first and second. Scoreless ball game here in the top of the first. Runners go. The throw gets away. All the way to the backstop was the 0-1 pitch from DeLauder, and they will advance without a throw.
It looked like the runners were already going on the pitch.
They were.
So it was a double steal attempt, and it just happened to go to the backstop. So it worked out perfectly for the Gatemen. And I think that will be ruled a wild pitch because it was well off the plate and out of the reach of Mickness.
So might have been a little bit of a miscommunication between the pitcher and the catcher there as Mickness goes out to the mound to talk to his pitcher.
So here's the official scores ruling. Jarvis a stolen base to third, and Troy advancing to second on a wild pitch.
So that evens the count at 1 to Cade Kern. He has 2 runners in scoring position now. Troy at second, Jarvis at third. And here's the 1-1 from DeLauder. Breaking ball taken low and away for ball 2.
Good job by Kern. He's taken some hacks recently, hit 2 home runs in the last 3 games, but I'd like to be a little more consistent because he's only 2 for his last 12. He does a good job with a patient start to this at-bat.
DeLauder out of the windup now, the 2-1. Breaking ball low and away. And now a hitter's count for Cade Kern. Kern has 6 hits on the season. Good for a .250 batting average. 2 of those 6 hits are home runs. Here's the 3-1 to Kern. Swung on and missed. And that's strike 3. So Kern is retired. And that'll bring up Owen Diodati, the left fielder out of the University of Alabama. So that's the first out in the top of this first inning. A runner at second and a runner at third for the Gatemen. Christian DeLauder pitching to Owen Diodati, who swings through strike 1.
And I hate to keep bringing it up, Nick, but that's been the knock so far for the Gatemen through 7 games. They just haven't been able to bring runners in. You got to put this in play for Diodati. And he's a lefty, so he could roll over to the right side and potentially still bring in a run.
The infield is playing their normal positions for the Firebirds. That one skied out towards center field. Moving back on it is the shortstop, Sprinkle. And now he's called off. The catch is made by Ryland Thomas. The throw comes home. The runners hold. And that's the second out of the first inning.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite hit hard enough. It might have had enough depth without the wind, but the wind totally knocking that baseball down.
Blowing hard in from straightaway center field. And it will be beating down baseballs for the majority of today. As Diodati is retired with a fly out to left. And here comes Jimmy Crooks, the last chance for the Gatemen, who have had runners in scoring position now for 2 straight batters. Good breaking ball, swung on and missed. That's strike 1.
That's just tough if you're the Gatemen. You have your 2 best hitters coming up with 2 runners in scoring position. 1 strikes out, 1 flies out and doesn't bring in a run.
DeLauder with a chance to get out of it here. The 0-1 to Crooks, grounded to the right side. Coming in on it is Young. He tries to make the play to first, and he does it in time. A glove hand pickup, a quick transfer, and a toss over to first to get the third out of the inning. And as it has been this entire season, the Gatemen, with the 2 leadoff men aboard, strand a couple of potential runs, and we'll go to the bottom of the first, still scoreless here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Back for the bottom of the first inning. The Gatemen stranded a couple of runners in the top half as they get set to take the field for the first time here in Orleans against the Firebirds. Gatemen got the best of Orleans. They picked up their second win of the season last week against Orleans. They're now 2-4-1 coming into this one. And it's Bradley Bramer taking the mound for the second time this season.
Yeah, Bramer in his first outing, fantastic. 4 innings, scoreless, gave up 1 hit, 7 strikeouts against YD. And his curveball was the money pitch. It was working everywhere. He threw it in the zone. It hit, and that was a big reason he was able to rack up 7 strikeouts.
Curveball is so deadly, as you mentioned, Jack, but it's a pitch he just learned recently. Been working on it here in the Cape Cod League really for the first time during a season.
And he changed all of his grips as well this past year, so totally different pitcher.
The leadoff man is Jordan Sprinkle. He lays down a bunt. It goes right back to Bramer, and it's on to first for out number 1. A good start for Bradley Bramer. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That was a poor bunt by Sprinkle. I mean, it was right back to Bramer. He barely had to move off the mound to get it. Tried to catch him by surprise, but lack of execution and an easy out to start Bramer's outing.
So expect to see Bramer for about 4 innings, assuming all goes well for him. As he delivers a first pitch fastball, gets strike 1 on Rylan Thomas.
Yeah, that one at 90. His off speed will ring in high 70s.
Comes with another fastball just a bit too low. Jimmy Crooks gloved it, wanted the call, but doesn't get it, so it evens the count at 1 on Thomas.
Here comes the wind at Eldridge Park, coming in heavy from right field.
Another fastball catches the plate that time. 91 miles per hour out of the hand of Bradley Bramer. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch chopped back toward the middle. Coming in on it is Tommy Troy, makes the play, throws to first, and gets the out. Seeing Tommy Troy for the first time flashing the leather on defense for the Gatemen. Moving in on a ball back up the middle to his backhand side and slings it across his body to Despina for out number 2.
And what athleticism from Tommy Troy. That was a tough play. He was sprinting away from the bag and had to throw it across his body in the first action he's seen. Great job.
Bramer tries to come with the breaking ball. It's upstairs on the 3-hitter Connor Cox.
Rylan Thomas was a big out too. Remember, he was 2 for 4 with a run the last time against the Gatemen. Cox had a 2-hit night as well with a double and an RBI.
Tried with another breaking ball. That one off the plate as well. 2-0 on Cox. Just 7 pitches thus far in this first inning for Bradley Bramer. He's recorded 2 outs already. The bases are empty in a scoreless ball game here in Orleans. That one skied toward the left side. Moving over toward the dugout. The Gateman dugout is Justin Williams at third base, but he watches it go out of play. And it takes a big hop on the road right before a car goes flying by. That's certainly a hazard if you're driving by the field here in Orleans.
Well, especially when you're driving a convertible like that guy was.
It's one thing to get a ding on the roof. It's another thing to get a ding on your head. So 2-1 now on Connor Cox. Bramer out of the windup. The pitch fouled straight back, 2-2.
I like the pace Bramer's going with. He's taking a book or a page out of Sammy Natera's book. Pitch as fast as you can get away with.
And Natera didn't always get away with it last night.
No.
We can go into that a little bit more later. But here's the 2-2 from Bramer. Breaking ball delivered upstairs, just trying to establish that release point for the curveball. He doesn't quite have it early.
Yeah, that was the curveball, and it was a little bit out of the zone, too high. See if he can hone in on it.
So it's 3-2 on Cox. Comes with a breaking ball there, fouled off, and catches a piece of the umpire.
Good job by Cox staying alive. That was a better breaking ball, and Cox just caught a piece of it to stay in the at-bat.
And a gutsy pitch call from Jimmy Crooks, who Bramer hadn't thrown that breaking ball for a strike yet, and when he needed a strike at 3-2, came with it right there. I think it caught Cox off guard. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Checks it up, takes ball 4, and Cox is aboard with the 2-out walk.
Good at-bat by Cox. He did a nice job. Fouled off a tough 3-2 pitch to stay in the at-bat, and then gets Jace Young to the plate after a 2-out walk.
So Jace Young, easily one of the best hitters in the country. He hails from Texas Tech, playing in a tough Big 12 conference, and had an unbelievable year there as a freshman. He digs into the left-handed batter's box and takes a fastball inside for ball 1.
Yeah, he's had a slow start, though.
He has.
214, no homers, 5 RBIs. He did have an 106-mile-per-hour exit velocity triple against YD a few games ago.
Yeah, well, you won't hit home runs to center field here. As the runner goes, Young fouls it off. You won't hit home runs to center field here. It's certainly a lot of territory out there for extra base hits.
434 feet to dead center, the exact same distance Kern hit his home run against Bourne, and that was about 100 feet over the left field fence.
Having that power pull side is one thing, but to dead center is a different animal. As Bramer throws to first to check on the runner. The runner at first is Cox. He tried to go a minute ago, but Young fouled it off.
Here's a fun fact about dead center field at Orleans. There's only been one player ever who hit it straight away to dead center and got it over that 434-foot wall.
Runner goes again. Crooks up and firing. The throw not in time. Cox had a good jump. The throw was just to the shortstop side of the bag from Crooks, which is not exactly where you want to put it. And Jarvis wasn't over there to glove it and get the tag over in time.
Well, it wasn't a bad throw, though, and they almost had him. Good job by Cox. I mean, that was just a nice jump and a lot of speed from him. Good try by Crooks.
Bramer gets a fastball over for strike 2.
But as I was mentioning earlier, Nick, the only person ever to hit it to straightaway dead center over that wall, Frank Thomas, when he played for Orleans.
And knowing Thomas, he could get it over that wall without catching all of it. As there's the 2-2 from Bramer, misses upstairs, 3-2. Young hanging tough now with 2 strikes. It's now a 3-2 count. He has a runner in scoring position. Connor Cox running from second base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The 3-2. Grounded to the right side. That is gloved by Tommy Troy, and he gets his second out of the inning. That is the 3rd out on Orleans. And after allowing a 2-out walk, Bramer gets out of the inning without allowing a run. We're going to the top of the first, still scoreless here at Eldridge Park.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsin.com.
Live from Orleans for the top of the second inning. Nick Magas here with Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Leading it off for the Gatemen will be Justin Williams, Angelo Despina, and Jack Brannigan. So Christian DeLauder comes out of the ballgame after one scoreless inning, and the new arm on the mound for Orleans is Connor Thurman. Williams takes a fastball inside for ball 1.
Yeah, 2 appearances on the Cape League season. He's thrown 4 1/3, hasn't given up any runs off of only 1 hit. He has 5 strikeouts. He's a strikeout pitcher at San Diego. 84 Ks and 64 2/3 as Williams takes another ball to make it a 2-0 count. But he's got a sinker, slider, and a curveball, Nick.
Just seen the sinker thus far. It'll look pretty similar to a fastball as Justin Williams swings and misses through a 2-0 pitch. Sun has finally dipped behind a cloud here in Orleans for what was a 90-plus degree day. The feels like temperatures were much closer to 100. And finally the breeze is coming, and we get some relief here in the shade as that ball sent deep towards center field. Going back on it is McKenzie, and he is able to make the catch. Wow. What a play by Jared McKenzie, tracking a ball deep into that never-ending center field here at Eldridge Park. And Williams, who barreled the baseball up there, is retired for out number 1.
And welcome to Eldridge Park. That might have been a home run in Wareham. I mean, that was
with no wind
hard.
And in Wareham, that certainly would have gotten over the center field fence.
But here, it's not even close to getting out, and it's just a flyout. That's a tough adjustment for hitters.
And it looks like McKenzie's playing fairly shallow in center field just with the depth of that fence as Despina steps in and takes strike 1. I mean, he's a good 100 feet in front of that fence and maybe 100 plus. And it looks like he's standing right on top of second base.
Right.
Despina had the best day offensively for the Gatemen yesterday. He was 2 for 3 before he was pinch hit for in the 9th as he takes an 0-1 pitch low and away.
And he's been pretty good recently. He was 3 for 4 against Bourne. Then had a tough game against Brewster, which pretty much every Gateman did. Came back last night, went 2 for 3 with a double. So doing a good job at the plate. And after a tough start, he's approaching a 300 average.
Swings and misses through strike 2. The count now 1-2 on Despina. 1 out here. The base is empty in the top of the 2nd inning. We are still scoreless here in Orleans. Connor Thurman leans in, gets his sign. Now comes set to deliver the 1-2. Check swung on. He did go around. The pitch was dropped, now picked up by the catcher Mickness, and it's on to first for out number 1.
That was a tough at-bat for Despina. Got behind in the count early, then got caught with that breaking ball, and he knew it right away.
So now 2 away here in the 2nd inning. And Jack Brannigan coming to the dish. Made his first start for the Gatemen only a few days ago. Batting 8th this evening as he takes strike 1. Brannigan just 2 for 13 on the year. But as is usually the case for all Cape League hitters, takes some getting used to. Facing great pitching every day. Somebody's ace every single day with a wood bat that a lot of guys don't have experience with. As Brannigan swings and misses through the 0-1 pitch, falls down 0-2.
Yeah, I feel like he just has to barrel a couple up and he'll be able to get going. He had one nice line drive that was right at the second baseman, Curiali, yesterday. If he can get 1 or 2 of those to drop, I think he can get his Cape League season going.
Brannigan had a nice year at Notre Dame. Now grounds an 0-2 pitch toward the shortstop. Sprinkle over there to make the play, but throw it away. It goes all the way toward the dugout. Brannigan is around first, and he'll slide into second safely. I would guess it's ruled an infield single, as that would have been a tough play for Jordan Sprinkle, but now he threw it away, and Brannigan moves into second base.
So much going on in that play. Brannigan fell down running out of the batter's box. He fell down on the first base line. So it was a tough play for Sprinkle, but Sprinkle didn't take his time because he didn't see Brannigan fall down. So he tried to throw it on the run, threw it past first base, and all of a sudden Brannigan gets back up, keeps hustling, and he's on second base with 2 outs. That was a wacky play, Nick, but it worked out in favor of the Gatemen.
Sprinkle had no way of knowing he had time, just rushed the throw and airmailed his first baseman. So now with 2 outs, Jack Brannigan is running from second base. And the hitter is Tres Gonzalez, who takes strike one. Connor Thurman done his job so far. Got Williams to fly out, struck out Despina, and then induced a ground ball to Brannigan. But he stands at second base now. And Tres Gonzalez chops one toward first. Picked up by Goodhart. He'll take it himself. And that's out number 3. Going to the bottom of the second, still scoreless on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Imagine
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education.
Home half of the second inning here in Orleans, Massachusetts. The Gatemen taking on the Firebirds. As the lights are on here at Eldridge Park, and it's Matt Goodhart coming to bat for the first time in his Cape League career. Just arrived here on the East Coast from Arkansas as he takes strike one from Bradley Bramer.
Welcome to the Cape League. Nice pitch by Bramer. He's coming off a great year. First team All-SEC, 264 hitter, 13 bombs, 38 RBIs.
Off-speed pitch from Bramer, missed low, blocked by Crooks. And Goodhart's no stranger to excellent pitching. Playing in a very pitcher-heavy SEC conference, but swings and misses through the 1-1 pitch from Bramer. So now 1-2 on Goodhart.
Well, Andy got to watch Kevin Kopp's pitch all year.
Breaking ball just upstairs, missed from Bradley Bramer, evens the count at 2.
He's starting to get more and more comfortable with that curveball, though, getting closer and closer to the zone. It was a little bit off in the first. That one was just off the corner.
It was a little bit off in the first, but he was comfortable throwing it 3-2 to Young. Now he comes with a fastball, and it's fouled straight back and over the road out of play. The road here runs straight down the third base line here in Eldridge Park. Certainly a foul ball hazard for cars driving by. Here's the 2-2 from Bramer. Just missed inside.
Yeah, went fastball. Good take by Goodhart. Now 3-2. I'd come back with the curveball if he's confident enough to throw it here.
We'll see what he does. He shakes Crooks once. Now out of the windup, comes with a breaking ball, and that's ball 4. It looked like the slider from Bradley Bramer and just missed low and inside. So the leadoff walk in Matt Goodhart is aboard.
That was a good job by Goodhart working that count and getting aboard. Took a fastball inside, then took a breaking ball that was just out of the zone, Nick, and is able to get that leadoff walk. Runs, I have a feeling in this game, are going to be hard to come by, so every base runner is valuable, especially a leadoff one.
Gatemen had 2 on to lead off the game, but doesn't do you much good when you're unable to bring them home. As Tyler Locklear out of VCU takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Bramer set, checks the runner, short leg kick, and now delivers a fastball high.
What a crowd here at Eldridge Park, Nick. They've been averaging just over 1,700 fans a game, but a great lawn chair atmosphere. We've got a hill over on the first base side where everybody sets up their chairs before the game, and it fills up throughout the first inning. Just really cool to see. Fun atmosphere in Orleans.
Here's the 1-1 from Bramer. Chopped toward the shortstop. It's Jarvis to second and thrown away by Troy. So Locklear will round first. The throw coming to second is in time to get him. What a throw from Jimmy Crooks, who was over there to back up first. Picked up the thrown away baseball and gunned it to second base to cut down Locklear. What a double play for the Gatemen.
So
that is a 6-4-2-6 double play. Did I get that right, boys?
You did.
Our producer, Harrison Eaton, gives me the nod. A 6-4-2-6 double play. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. How do you like that? As a broken bat on the next pitch, that was the first one to DeLauder, who started the ball game on the mound, chops the ball foul, and he'll return to the dugout after the bat split right down the middle.
So Troy overthrew first base. Crooks smartly was already running that way to back up the throw, and then it throws an absolute laser to the second base back. I mean, he had Locklear by a mile on that throw. That was unbelievable from Jimmy Crooks.
So Bramer delivers the 0-1. That one's skied toward the middle of the infield off the bat of DeLauder. Coming on is Troy. And now Despina calls him off to make the play all the way on the third base side of the pitcher's mound. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. And a 6-4-2-6 double play following the leadoff walk, and then a pop out to the first baseman, Despina, are how Bramer gets the 3 outs here in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park for the top of the third. 0-0 game between the Gatemen and the Firebirds on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. An amazing 6-4-2-6 double play in the last frame kept the Firebirds off the board, and we're back to the top of the lineup with Jarvis, Troy, and Kern due up for the Gatemen in the third. Connor Thurman on the mound for his second inning of work after replacing DeLauder. His first pitch to Jarvis is a little bit outside.
One thing I want to say about Jimmy Crooks on that play, not just a phenomenal throw, but a lot of catchers when they're expected to back up first on a ground ball. And I'll stop here and wait for the second pitch to Jarvis.
Here it is, missed outside again. 2 balls and no strikes to Jim Jarvis.
But they go down there as a formality. You know, they jog along with the base runner. They're not always there to back up the ball, but Crooks was sprinting down the baseline there to back up the throw, and that's the most impressive part of that play, in my opinion.
That pitch misses outside again. 3 straight misses outside, and it's a 3-0 count for Jim Jarvis. He was hit by a pitch his first time up, stole a base, was left stranded on third in the first. 3-0 pitch. Low, 4-pitch walk to lead off the third for Jim Jarvis. 0-0 game between the Gatemen and the Firebirds in Eldridge Park. And Tommy Troy comes up for a righty-righty matchup with a runner on first and nobody out in the top of the third. Troy walked his first time up, was left on second in the first. 2 runners left in scoring position for the Gatemen in that first inning. First pitch to Troy, inside. Thurman has started off this inning with 5 straight balls. Lights are on, sun's starting to set here in Orleans. 1-0, low.
Thurman didn't take a look at the runner that time, and you better bet Jarvis noticed that at first base, and that might be one of the things Justin Mickness will talk to him about as he heads to the mound.
Well, Jarvis already stole a base in this game. He constantly gets throws over when he's standing on first because people know he loves to steal. And he hasn't necessarily had a ton of success this season, just 2 for 3 stolen bases.
2 for 3, and the one in the first base didn't actually count as a stolen base because the pitch was thrown to the backstop. So that was ended up being ruled as a wild pitch, though the runners, Jarvis and Troy, were off with the pitch.
Here's the 2-0. In for a strike. So after 6 straight balls, Thurman finds the zone after a meeting with Justin Mickness, the catcher. 2 balls and a strike to the righty Tommy Troy out of Stanford, his first active game for the Gatemen. 2-1. Jarvis goes, throw in the dirt, slides into second, safe. No throw from Mickness.
That's just a tough situation for a catcher. It's a breaking ball in the dirt. He was able to glove it, but went down to his knees to make the catch, and at that point, really no chance to get up and throw out Jarvis.
3 balls and a strike to Troy, and Jarvis is in scoring position, the leading run on second. Still nobody out in the top of the third. Wind blowing in hard from right field. Thurman wants time. A look over at second. Here's the 3-1. Grounded up the middle off the glove of Thurman. Second baseman Young comes on. He has it but can't make a throw. Jarvis advances to third. Troy's at first safe, and there's runners on the corners with nobody out in the top of the third. Gatemen trying to break a scoreless tie.
Well, that sounded like a broken bat, but it's Tommy Troy's first hit of his Cape Cod career. It wasn't exactly the way you draw it up, but now runners at the corners and nobody out.
And the first hit of the game, Nick, even though the Gatemen left 2 in scoring position in the first.
One was hit by a pitch and one walked, so You're right.
Here's the first pitch to Cade Kern. Check swing. Was in for a strike anyway. Kern struck out his first time up. Another opportunity for the Gatemen at a park that's hard to score runs. 3 combined runs at Eldridge Park in the last 2 games. A 0-0 game, then a 2-1 win for Orleans against Harwich last night. Throw over to first, late.
Kern was in this situation his last time up. Came up with a runner at second and a runner at third. This time it's first and third, but struck out and unable to score the run. So we'll see if he can put a ball in play here and put the Gatemen on the board.
Infield and outfield playing him straight up. 0-1 swung on and fouled off of Mickness's mask. So Kern quickly behind 0-2. Diodati, who's tied for the home run lead in the Cape League, is on deck. Still nobody out in the top of the third. Runners on the corners as we are scoreless at Eldridge Park. Cade Kern has no balls and 2 strikes as he digs back into the right side. Thurman leaning in. Now set at the belt. The pitch, grounded, left side, charged by the third baseman Locklear, and he throws it over to first, or excuse me.
So that was That was the throw actually to Jace Young trying to cover second base, trying to cut down the lead runner, and they say he came off the bag. So Troy was running from first. He's into second base safely now. And I believe, well, I'm not going to guess as to the scoring decision, but it was a close, it could have gone either way. It was a ball to the shortstop. It would have been a tough play and a close play, but the throw did pull Young off the bag.
Well, here's the important thing. The Gatemen scored, and it's 1-0.
They did, and it was thanks to a ball in play by Cade Kern.
First pitch to Diodati misses outside. So we'll reset the situation for you. 1-0 Wareham lead. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out in the top of the third. And a 1-0 count to Diodati. That pitch is roped into left field, a base hit. Troy around third. He's going to score. Kern advances to third. Throw into the infield cutoff. Diodati takes second. 2-0 Gatemen lead, and 2 runners still in scoring position. And still nobody out in the top of the third.
Well, now there's 2 runners in scoring position, and Diodati moves all the way into second base on that base hit. And the throw went to nobody coming in from the outfield. That was Ryland Thomas throwing it in, and there's time out on the field for Diodati to give his elbow guard to the first base coach. Diodati able to go into second base because the throw didn't hit the cutoff man, and that's a huge base runner in scoring position now for the Gatemen, who would have otherwise been at first.
Jimmy Crooks to the plate now. He grounded out to second his first time up. First pitch to him upstairs. So Kern and Diodati do their job in the 3-4 spot. Kern reaches on a fielder's choice, and then Diodati drives in a run. 2-0 Gatemen lead in the top of the third. That pitch called for a strike on the outer half. 1-1 to Crooks. And a lot going on the scorer's card, Nick.
Trying to get caught up here. We've had a number of crazy plays in this game. And nice to be able to color in some diamonds here for the Gatemen. We've had some trouble doing that in the past couple of games, but some runs are on the board now.
Only 3 runs in the last 2 games for Wareham. 1-1. That pitch gets back to the backstop. Kern's going to score. Diodati to third. 3-run inning now for the Gatemen, and they lead by that many as well.
And Orleans is still yet to record an out in the inning. That one will go as a passed ball. I'm almost certain of that one. As the pitch never hit the dirt, it was not too far out of the zone, but just off the glove of Justin Mickness and goes all the way to the backstop.
Now, don't speak too soon, Nick. And it is a pass ball.
Okay. If that wasn't a pass ball, I'd have to take off the headset and walk away.
Still nobody out in the third, Nick. Now Diodati, the lone base runner at third. Here's the 2-1 in the dirt. That one blocked up by Mickness.
And the infield comes in, so with a 3-run deficit now, Orleans is going to play a little bit risky here with Crooks at the plate and try and cut down the runner coming from third.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Missed outside. Crooks takes his walk. This inning for the Gatemen has been walk, base hit, fielder's choice, where Kern wasn't thrown out. No one else was thrown out. RBI single and another walk. 5 straight hitters reaching for the Gatemen, and here's a mound visit coming from the pitching coach, Matt Troop.
Matt Troop in his second summer as the pitching coach for Orleans. Actually pitched for the Firebirds. He's an alum. Pitched for the Firebirds in 2011 and 2012. Played for the University of Arizona, where he was a national champion there in 2012.
So Connor Thurman's going to stay in the game. Runners on the corners, nobody out in the third. The Gatemen have already scored 3 runs, and Justin Williams is coming to the plate.
2 hits for the Gatemen so far tonight, but perhaps the most well-hit ball was actually off the bat of Williams in the first inning. Drove McKenzie all the way back in center field, but he was able to make the play.
First pitch to Williams is driven out to center again. McKenzie backs up. He's going to make the catch. Runner tags from third. Here comes Diodati. Throw cut off, and he's safe. 4-0 game now. Execution at bat for Justin Williams. Nice job.
Well, we're finally seeing the situational hitting start to turn around for the Gatemen. That's the second time Williams has gone deep to center. This time it was deep enough to score a run, and it gives the Gatemen a 4-0 lead.
Gatemen in their last 3 games, 2 losses and a tie, but coming out strong against the Firebirds at Eldridge Park. 4-0 lead with 1 away in the top of the 3rd. Now Crooks is a lone base runner at first as Despina steps in. First pitch to the lefty Despina is low. He struck out his first time up. 2 for 3 last night for Despina. Came into this game hitting .292. That pitch right down the middle. So a ball and a strike now to the first baseman, Despina. Gatemen cashing in runs in the 3rd. 1-1 in the dirt. Mickness blocked it up, kept it in front of him. And it's nice to see the Gatemen come through with a big inning, Nick.
So that pitch actually hit Despina, and you could tell by the way he reacted that it got him on the back foot. And now Snedden is out of the dugout as it was not called by the home plate umpire. Don Snedden, the manager here in Wareham, won a championship with them in 2018, back at the helm for this 2020-21 season.
He's got 32 years of experience as a coach at Santa Ana. He has the California Community College Athletic Association record for wins. Over 1,000 wins, 1,072 to be exact. And he comes out to help with the decision. Ruled that the pitch hit Despina, and he's heading to first.
What they teach you as a hitter in that situation is if it does hit you, just throw your bat at the dugout and take first, because an umpire is almost never going to say no. But Despina there stopped, looked at the umpire, waited for him to make the call, and because he did that, it took them a while to actually sort out what happened on the play. But when it was all said and done, he gets first. There's now runners at first and second, and Brannigan coming to the plate.
Good job by Patrick Burns, the home plate umpire, and Larry Rosenberg, the third base umpire, getting that call right, Nick. First pitch to Brannigan, missed outside. Brannigan reached on an error his first time up. Comes up with a 4-0 lead, and runners on first and second for the Gatemen, only 1 away in the inning. Biggest inning of the season so far for the Gatemen. 4 runs have come across for them in the 3rd. 1-0, low and outside.
Brannigan hit .295 this season at Notre Dame.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start, as we mentioned, his first time up in the Cape League, but getting settled in.
Just 2 for 14 on the season thus far.
That pitch swung on and missed. Now 2 balls and a strike to Brannigan. He's been switching off with Williams at third, DHing today. So seemingly out of the 2 of them, whoever's not at third is usually DHing. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled off. That'll get out of play onto the hill over the first base side. And a bunch of children giving chase, trying to get a souvenir.
And Tommy Troy was actually out of the dugout a minute ago thinking he was on deck. And there's actually one more hitter after Tres Gonzalez who is on deck before Troy comes back up. But it gave me a good little laugh. Of course, Troy just joined this team a couple days ago, and things like that are going to happen when it's the first time in the lineup for you and you're just meeting these guys for the first time.
That pitch fouled back, so still 2-2 to Brannigan. But Gonzalez on deck, and he would be the 9th hitter of the inning, Nick.
And we will see Gonzalez barring a double play here with runners at first and second.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but you just did.
Better not happen now. Ball in the air, Brannigan, please.
Here's the 2-2. Broken bat, hopper up the middle to second for one, throw to first is not in time. So that was close, Nick, but now runners on the corners after the 6-4 fielder's choice, and Brannigan lost his bat into the road. His bat went flying into the road over the Gatemen dugout on the third base side.
Well, we mentioned that as a potential hazard earlier in the ball game. It's going right down the third base line, but I don't think I emphasized how close it actually was to the field. We're just beyond the Gatemen dugout on the third base side, and you can feel the cars as they blow past us here at Eldridge Park, just above our heads.
And somebody is in the road getting that bat right now. How about that? So Brannigan on first after the fielder's choice. Crooks on third with 2 away for Tres Gonzalez in the third. 4-0 Gatemen lead. First pitch to the lefty Gonzalez. Shows bunt but pulls back and takes a pitch low. Gonzalez grounded out to first in his first time up tonight.
Batting average fell to just 200 after that first at bat.
Here's the 1-0.
Still trying to get it going here in the Cape League.
Takes another ball. 2-0 to Tres Gonzalez. Playing center field today out of Georgia Tech. Normally the center fielder for the Yellow Jackets. That pitch in for a strike. So 2-1 now to Gonzalez.
And he came out of high school in 2020. Was a top 50 outfielder in the nation in that high school class, going into his first year at Georgia Tech, where he's had a nice career there thus far.
2-1, another strike. Nice breaking ball from Thurman. Gonzalez trying to add to a 4-run inning for the Gatemen with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. Runner goes from first, chopper foul. Both runners going on the pitch, Nick. 2 strikes, 2 outs now. Crowded ballpark in Eldridge, where Wareham's jumped out to a nice 4-0 lead. All damage done in this top half of the third. 2-2 low. Gonzalez works the count full. I mean, he is so patient at the plate, Nick. He hardly ever swings.
That is true. Sometimes he's taking strikes, sometimes he's taking balls, but either way, very selective with what he chooses to swing at.
Payoff upstairs. That'll load the bases with 2 outs for the leadoff man, Jim Jarvis. He'll come up for the second time this inning. This inning has consisted of 3 walks, a hit batter, 2 base hits, and a sacrifice fly, and 4 runs for the Gatemen. Now their 10th batter of the inning.
The fun part for us is we get to shift every inning on the scoreboard, on the scorecard, over to the right now. First time we've seen anybody bat around this season. It's the first time we've gotten to do that.
Didn't think about that. Mound meeting coming, and there's going to be a pitching change. Connor Thurman will exit this one. Some ginger claps from the park, or from the Eldridge Park crowd. And we'll step aside for a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil, another scholarship for a deserving youth. Easton Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined.
4-0 Gatemen lead as we welcome you back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian and Nick Magas, where we're trying to make sense of our scorecard here. Connor Thurman's done. He goes 1 2/3, gives up 2 hits, 3 walks, a hit batter, and 4 runs that I believe are all earned, with 1 strikeout. The 10th batter of the inning, Jim Jarvis, is coming up for the new pitcher, the righty, Jeff Pramel. And the bases are loaded with 2 away in the top of the 3rd.
Pramel from Southern New Hampshire University, one of just a handful of guys in this league from Division II schools. Right-hander with a solid year this year, 3.82 ERA, went 7-3 on the season.
First pitch to Jarvis, ground up the middle, that'll get through. 1 run scores, and Brannigan coming around third, he's going to score as well. 2 RBI single for Jim Jarvis. It's now a 6-run inning for the Gatemen.
Now Wareham just continuing to pour it on. This time it's Jarvis getting in on the action in his second at-bat of the inning, sending a first pitch fastball right back up the middle into center field, and adds 2 more for the Gatemen.
Tommy Troy at the plate now. 11th batter of the inning. First pitch to him, taken outside. Runners on first and second now, still 2 out. All 6 runs in the inning, or all 6 runs in this game have come in this inning for the Gatemen. What an explosion, Nick, for a team that's been struggling to score runs recently.
Well, when it rains, it pours. And it's been pouring on Orleans so far this inning.
That pitch fouled back, so now a ball and a strike to Troy. But the Gatemen tied Falmouth 3-3 last night, were held scoreless against Wareham 2 nights ago, and had 5 runs against Bourne 3 nights ago. So in this inning, they've nearly outscored those 8 runs they had in the last 3 games. That one grounded left side, picked up by Locklear, and he's just going to step on the third base bag for the final out. Gatemen get 6 runs off of 3 hits, leave 2 runners on. What an inning for Wareham, and they'll carry a 6-0 lead into the last of the 3rd on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including 5th-year master's programs at www.curry.edu. The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. 6 runs come for the Gatemen in the top of the 3rd, and they have a 6-0 lead. Last of the 3rd coming, a long rest for Bradley Bramer as 11 Wareham hitters came up in the top half of the inning. But he's been solid so far. No runs, and still hasn't given up any hits through 2.
Well, as a pitcher who's been pitching well through the first 2 innings. A 6 spot from your offense is both a blessing and a curse. Nice to come on back out with a 6-run lead after pitching the first 2 with a 0-0 game. At the same time, when you're feeling good, never nice to have to sit on the bench for as long as Bramer did.
His first pitch to Jared McKenzie missed, second one in for a strike. So now a 1-1 count to McKenzie, the center fielder out of Baylor. Hitting 182 with no homers or RBIs on the Cape League season. 1-1. Lined foul. Gets out of play over the left side. McKenzie, 2021 first team All-Big 12. He was a third-team All-American. 383 hitter, 10 homers, 44 RBIs this past season. As that one is grounded on a weird hop to the right side. Despina has it, steps on the first base bag. Nice job handling a tough high hop.
Well, that one caught the spot where the grass meets the dirt on the inner part of the infield. Sometimes when that happens, it'll take a funny hop, and that one a favorable hop for Despina. Shot straight up in the air, and his long 6'5" frame able to snag it with no problem and get the first out.
Brings up the lefty Justin Mickness. First pitch to him is in for a strike. Mickness 2 for 6 on the Cape League season. He's drawn 3 walks. Catching today. That pitch upstairs. Now a ball and a strike to Mickness out of Kent State. Second team All-MAC this year. About to enter his junior season as that pitch misses to make it a 2-1 count to Mickness.
Bramer sitting between 89 and 91 with the fastball. Still trying to get a feel for the breaking ball. Just hasn't quite been the same as it has been.
2-1 upstairs.
So that just having seen one outing from Bramer, but he was on with that breaking ball, and here tending to miss a little bit upstairs with that pitch in the early going. Just needs to make sure he stays on top of it.
Here's the 3-1. That gets past Crooks, and it's a 1-out walk for Mickness. He's the lone base runner on first. 6-0 Wareham lead in the last of the third. 1 out.
It's the third walk of the ball game for Bradley Bramer, one in each inning thus far, but he's yet to allow a hit.
First pitch to Sprinkle is lined into right field, base hit. Mickness holds up at second. Now 2 runners on with 1 away for Orleans, trying to get a little bit of life after giving up 6 in the top half of the inning. Their first hit of the ball game.
So I should just stop talking right about now. Just talking about how Bramer was hitless through 2 1/3, and the very next pitch, I think Mickness heard me and shot it to right field.
Sprinkle, you mean?
Check that, Sprinkle.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
I'm going to bring up the lefty Rylan Thomas, who grounded out to second his first time up. Crooks wants time, and he's going to reset everything defensively. Righty-lefty matchup. Bramer working with his first bit of trouble. First pitch to Thomas. Fastball for a strike. Now, Nick, is there any trouble when you have to wait that long? You have 11 hitters come up in the top half of the inning before coming back out in the third?
Well, the biggest thing as a pitcher, and it sounds funny on a day like today, but you need to keep your arm warm.
That one driven out to center field. Gonzalez has a beat on it, running in on it, makes the catch. Runners stay at first and second. 2 away now.
You need to make sure your arm stays loose, and that's why you'll see a lot of pitchers wearing a jacket or some kind of sleeve or towels or whatever the case may be to keep that throwing arm warm, because even on a hot day like this, the breeze is starting to blow as the sun goes down, and you need to make sure the blood stays flowing and you stay loose, because a big break like that you can come back out on the mound after what I believe was pretty close to half an hour and feel pretty tight. Bramer's starting to settle down now here, though. He's got 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the third.
6-0 Wareham lead. First pitch to Connor Cox. Misses outside. Cox walked his first time up, was left stranded on second in the first. Bramer a look at second. 1-0 from the belt. is a strike.
You mentioned Cox stranded on second base. He's also one of the few guys that's been able to successfully steal a base off Jimmy Crooks so far this season.
Yeah, and it's been few and far between. One check swing. He didn't go. Crooks has also thrown out Colin Davis, who leads the Cape League in stolen bases, 8 for 9. He threw him out when Brewster came into play. Whitecaps defeated the Gatemen 3-0 in that game. 2-1. One hop to the left side, and it's foul just to the left of the third base bag.
Well, Justin Williams over there at third base playing a step and a dive off the line, and he measured that out pretty perfectly because that ball was just out of the reach of his glove and just foul.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Cox. Bramer a strike away from getting out of trouble in the last of the third. He's working with a 6-0 lead. 2 outs and 2 runners on. Here's the 2-2. Grounded left side, that gets through. Runner holds at third, though, and so that'll load up the bases with 2 outs for the Firebirds. Jace Young, the slugger, coming to the plate.
Well, you mentioned that big swing that Young had against YD, tripling to center field, and he was ultimately stranded on third base after that. They finished that ball game in a 0-0 tie. But in this situation, a triple like that would do a lot more damage and bring Orleans back into this ball game.
First pitch to Young, a strike. Pumped a fastball right down the middle. Bases loaded with 2 away for Jace Young. 6-0 Wareham lead. That pitch inside. So a ball and a strike now to Young. He had a similar situation where he came up as the tying run in a 4-1 ball game. Ended up recording an RBI and a ground out in the 9th against the Gatemen, and the Gatemen won 4-2. 1-1, hammered to deep left field. Diodati backs up on it, and this one is gone. Jace Young's first homer on the Cape League season, and with one swing, it goes from 6-0 to 6-4. Grand slam for Jace Young.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to last long. He hit 21 of those. That was tied for 4th nationally at Texas Tech this year. And he said, forget the triple. I'm just going to go yard for the first time this season. And if his regular season is any indication, that will be the first of many here for Orleans.
First pitch now to Matt Goodhart. Misses inside. He walked his first time up, but smoked ball to left field for Jace Young. And Diodati seemed to know instantly that it was going to get out, although he was racing back for it as that one's fouled off. 1-1 to Goodhart. Base is empty after the grand slam by Jace Young. 6-4 game now. The Gatemen with the most runs they've ever had in a frame with 6 in the top half of the inning. But Jace Young cuts it to a 2-run ball game with 1 swing as that pitch is in for a strike to make it 1-2 to Goodhart. That's huge momentum-wise for Orleans. That pitch swung on and missed. So Bramer gets the strikeout to retire the side, but a grand slam for Jace Young makes it 6-4 through 3. Top of the 4th in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Six to 4 game as we head to the fourth. 10 combined runs in the third inning. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas, as Kern, Diodati, and Crooks, the 3, 4, 5 hitters, are due up for the Gatemen in the fourth. Jeff Pramel on the mound after getting the last out in the top of the third. First pitch to Kern, upstairs. Kern is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fielder's choice. It's the 1-0, gets to the backstop. A lot to break down in this one, Nick. The Gatemen score 6 runs off of 3 hits in the top of the third, then 4 runs off of 3 hits for Orleans in the bottom of the third, highlighted by Jace Young's grand slam, his first home run of the Cape League season, as that pitch is foul-tipped into the mitt of Mickness. Now 2 balls and a strike to Kern. Two-one, fouled straight back.
We should mention that home run from Jace Young. He's a left-handed hitter, and that ball went to left center field, showing off all the power right there, going the other way on an evening when the wind is blowing straight in from center field.
Yeah, it was crushed. No doubt about it. 2-2 in the dirt.
And Young not draft eligible this year, coming off just his freshman year at Texas Tech, but his brother went a couple years ago in the first round, and when that time does come around for Jace Young, don't be surprised if he comes off the board really early.
Payoff to Kern, fouled over the right side. Jace Young's brother Josh was an All-American infielder at Texas Tech. He was drafted 8th overall by the Rangers in 2019. You better believe Jace Young could go somewhere around there. Second payoff, fouled away again.
Well, Young and his brother also the first pair of brothers ever to win Big 12 Player of the Year. Young, one of the first underclassmen to do it in the past decade. The first underclassman to do it since 2011.
Last call, 50-50, last call.
Third payoff pitch to Kern. Fouled over the right side yet again. And Orleans will miss him when he leaves in a couple days for Team USA, but we will not over here at Wareham.
Well, to some extent. I mean, that was pretty if you're a baseball fan anywhere. Whether you like
Sure.
Wareham or not, that's a swing of the bat that you don't get to see too often.
Fourth payoff pitch ripped into left field for a base hit. So Cade Kern fouls off 3 straight payoff pitches, and the fourth one is the money one, a base hit to start things off in the fourth.
Well, nice to see the Gatemen taking it in stride. It was a 6-0 lead, turned into a 6-4 lead very quickly, but with the momentum all in favor of Orleans, Kern turning on a 3-2 fastball, sending it into left, and he's aboard to pick up things right where they left off for the Gatemen.
That's a great at-bat by Cade Kern. And it brings up Owen Diodati, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the last inning. First pitch to him, misses low.
Jeff Pramel on the mound for, well, he closed out the last inning, so we'll see him for the second time. Got the last out of the third inning. Out of Southern New Hampshire University.
1-0, grounded right side off the glove of the first baseman. Goodhart gets away to Young. Diodati safe at first. Kern safe at second. Hard hit ball for Diodati, and I believe that will be ruled an infield base hit. We'll have to get official word, but that was a tough play for Goodhart. Am I sensing disagreement, Nick?
Maybe a bit, but they tend to be pretty generous with hits here in Cape Cod, and I've been wrong just about every time I've guessed for the past 3 games. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut here and take your word for it, Jack. We'll see what the official score is when it comes through.
Crooks with runners on first and second. Nobody out. He fouls off the first pitch. 6-4 Wareham lead. 10 combined runs in the 3rd inning.
The only thing that matters is I got the double play right. The 6-4-2-6 double play.
And here you go, Nick. It was ruled an error by the first baseman,
right.
Goodhart.
Back on my horse.
So you are now 1 for 7.
Where did you get that number?
I just made it up. That's my ranking system. It's probably like 1 for 5.
I have more than 1. I know I'm batting below 500.
That's definitely right. I guess we'll never know.
We could go back and listen.
Oh, 1, hammer deep right field. Cox backing up on it. He's at the warning track, going to make the catch. Kern tags up from third, and he'll get in safely. Hard hit ball from Jimmy Crooks. It'll be a long fly out, and runners on the corners with 1 away now for Justin Williams.
Well, Crooks with a little smile as he heads back to the dugout, and he has every reason for it. That is a home run on any other day, but the wind just beating it down into the glove of the right fielder, Connor Cox. And it was all the way to the warning track and would have been out by 30 feet had there not been any wind here, and it continues to blow hard in from right center field.
Not quite as generous as Spillane Field, where the wind's usually blowing out to right. Either way, he gets a productive out, advances Kern to third. Runners on the corners, 1 away. First pitch to the righty, Williams, is in for a strike. A hit and an error and a deep fly out so far this inning for the Gatemen. Trying to add to a 6-4 lead.
Williams has hit the ball hard 2 times up. Let's see what he does here.
0-1 in the dirt. He had a deep fly out to center his first time up. That also might have been a homer in other ballparks. And a sacrifice fly to bring in a run in the last inning. Righty-righty matchup against Pramel. Working from the belt, the pitch. Diodati goes, fouled off. So Diodati will have to return to first.
Williams 1 for 4 in last night's game. Again, Wareham tied Falmouth in that one, 3-3.
That's pretty much his MO. He's been 1 for 4 in 5 games and 0 for 4 in 1 game. He just hasn't been able to find that multi-hit game. He's hitting the ball well, though. Here's the 1-2. Low and away.
Pramel just struggling to locate that breaking ball a little bit. 84 strikeouts this year for Pramel. That led his team. They made an appearance in the Division II College World Series. Pramel did that with Southern New Hampshire University. Out of Bridgewater, New Jersey, the tall right-hander delivers the 2-2.
Diodati goes, popped up into foul territory, and that'll get out of play. Diodati has to return to first yet again. Just running some wind sprints from first to second.
Well, we'll see if Williams is able to get a base hit here. If Diodati wants to go first to third or not. He's run 90 feet, jogged back, run 90 feet again.
Big hole on the right side for Williams, with Goodhart hugging the first base bag. Throw over to first. Diodati's caught in a pickle. Still trying to run him down. He's tagged out at second, but Kern scores in the confusion, and it's 7-4. So Diodati does a good job making Goodhart hold on to the baseball long enough to bring Kern in from third. And you'll take it. Another run for the Gatemen, 3-run lead.
Absolutely. In that situation, the Gatemen trade a run for an out, gives them a 3-run lead, and credit to Diodati there. After getting picked off, he was trying to get an early jump and stays in that rundown long enough to give Kern time to score. If he goes down easy, if he goes dead in the water and picks up the tag, maybe Orleans would be able to pick up both outs on that play.
All of a sudden, the bases are empty for Williams. 2-2 pitch, grounded right side. Young has it, tosses it to first for the third out. So the Gatemen get one off a hit and an error. They leave nobody on base. We head to the last of the fourth. 7-4, Gatemen lead on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you. The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mixing conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. 7-4, Wareham lead, and a new pitcher on the mound. Bramer goes 3 innings, gives up 4 runs off 3 hits with 3 walks and a strikeout. Victim of a Jace Young grand slam. And ushers in the righty, Christian Rubeck. Rubeck out of Oklahoma, a rising sophomore.
Well, Rubeck hasn't pitched a season in Oklahoma yet. From Denison High School in Texas, he's in the transfer portal.
First pitch to Locklear misses. So it's Locklear, DeLauder, and McKenzie. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Orleans.
Saw Rubeck in Bourne just a few nights ago. That's his only inning pitched on the season, but he was scoreless. He struck out the side in that inning.
That pitch missed outside to Locklear. So 2-0 count for the third baseman. Grounded into one of the weirdest double plays you'll ever see his last time up. As that pitch is in for a strike to make it 2-1. 6-4-2-6 double play. Just how the Gatemen drew it up.
Been a number of plays like that.
Here's the 2-1. Fastball for a strike. That one pumped in at 94 from Rubeck.
Apologize, I misspoke earlier. Rubeck has pitched a couple seasons at Oklahoma now in the transfer portal. So yet to declare his destination for the coming season, but we await that eagerly as that pitch is fouled off.
That one went off of Locklear's foot. Keeps the count at 2-2. Locklear out of VCU. He was a second-team All-American according to Baseball America this year. Player of the Year in the Atlantic 10. 345 hitter with 16 home runs. That was a VCU freshman year record and 66 RBIs to lead the conference. 2-2 check swing, and he definitely went around. First out of the last of the fourth. Rubeck has seen 4 batters on his Cape League season and has 4 strikeouts.
Well, that's not a bad start if you're Rubeck, and definitely plays more of a reliever role, but I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen him more than we have already this season.
First pitch to DeLauder. Swung on and lifted foul over the left side. He popped out to Despina his first time up. Despina caught it in front of the mound, though. Oh, 1 outside.
Well, that was an interesting play. We mentioned the wind blowing in from center field, and that was a ball that started towards second base and just kept carrying. But Despina, who had already called everybody off, had to follow it all the way toward the third base dugout.
1-1, cut on and missed. DeLauder threw an inning to start this game as well. Hit a batter and gave up a walk, but no runs. Left 2 Gatemen in scoring position. Here's the 1-2. That one is a hot shot up the middle into a shifted Jim Jarvis, who throws DeLauder out at first for the second out.
Well, nobody's been able to touch the slider from Christian Rubeck. That's how he struck out Locklear. That's how he got strike 2 on DeLauder, but came with the fastball there, and finally someone put a baseball in play off Christian Rubeck, who got a ground out to second base and now has retired 5 straight on the year.
First batter he hasn't retired via strikeout. 7-4 Gatemen lead in the last of the fourth. 2 outs, nobody on for Jared McKenzie, the lefty. First pitch to him. Breaking ball for a strike. He grounded out to first in his first time up. That was in the last inning. That one roped foul. No balls and 2 strikes down to McKenzie. McKenzie led off the third. That's where Orleans got all 4 of their runs off a Jace Young homer. Wareham 6 runs in the third and 1 in the top half of this 4th inning. Here's the 0-2, swung on and missed. Christian Rubeck has seen 6 batters in Cape League play, struck out 5 of them, and retired all of them. 7-4 Wareham lead, 5th inning coming up on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Get your glow on at Compassionate Med Spa. They're compassionate about getting your perfect skin. Come get your glow on. Call 774-678-7319. Mention this ad and get 25% off at Hydra Facial.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Top of the 5th inning. It'll be Despina, Brannigan, and Gonzalez who will lead it off for the Gatemen. It is a 7-4 ball game here in Orleans in favor of Wareham. And it's Jeff Pramel back on the mound for Orleans. Rubeck struck out 2 of 3, has now retired 6 batters in a row for the Gatemen. He came in relief of Bradley Bramer, and we can only hope that we'll get to see him for the second inning in a row for the first time this season, as Despina swings and misses through strike 1.
Yeah, I think Rubeck's earned the right to come out for a second inning, unless he only wants to work single innings out here.
We'll see what Don Snedden decides to do, as that one's low and away to Despina, 1-1.
It's hard to know with these guys because a lot of them have different things going on where they have inning counts, pitch counts, I can only do this or that. So you don't really know all the time.
That's true. As Despina sends a high drive out toward left field, twisting toward the pole. If it's fair, it's gone. It's fair! A home run for Angelo Despina, his first of the Cape League season, and it is now an 8-4 lead for the Gatemen. What a shot off the bat of the lefty Despina, who sent one the other way down the left field line, and over the scoreboard it goes for a solo shot.
And on a night where all the fly balls have been knocked down, that one just kept carrying, Nick, and Despina gets his first one of the Cape League season. Well, great job, and he went the other way.
He did. Good night for lefties going the other way. So they're going to say that hit Brannigan. Brannigan squared to bunt, and as he was coming out of the box, the umpire is going to say he touched the ball. So Brannigan is called out on that play as he squared to bunt on the first pitch of his at-bat.
That was so nice by Brannigan. Just a little bit of bad luck. It was so well placed, and no one was ready for him to bunt. Snedden's going to come out and try and reason with the home plate umpire, Patrick Burns. I think the argument here could either be that it was potentially foul, went off home plate, or that didn't hit Brannigan. But
Well,
I don't
I think what Snedden would be arguing is that Brannigan was in the box when it hit him, because if the batter is still in the box, it's a foul ball.
Right.
But the home plate umpire said Brannigan was moving already down the first base line, which would make him out on that play, and it's out number 1 in the inning. So Despina with a home run. Brannigan didn't give us enough time to talk about it. That's the second lefty we've seen tonight go the other way. Balls are only leaving the yard to the left field side, I guess, off the bat of lefties, as Young provided the only 4 runs for Orleans. And now Despina adding 1 to Wareham's lead with a solo shot. Gonzalez in the box now, swings and misses.
And the funny thing about this ballpark is it's so deep to left and right center, and especially dead center, 434 out there. But if you hit it right down the foul pole like Despina did, it's only 310 over
short.
to left field.
It is. So Gonzalez now facing a 2-1 count. Pramel delivers a fastball up and away. It's 3-1. The discipline is still there for Tres Gonzalez, who has already walked once tonight. He sends that one right back up the middle and into center field. Tres Gonzalez with a base hit to center field for the second consecutive night, and he is now 1 for 2 on the evening.
Gonzalez is the king of line drive singles to center field. He loves to go straight up the middle. He waits for that fastball that catches a lot of the plate and just drives it right up to center field. That's just a case of a hitter knowing what he does well and using that strength. He's going to wait for that pitch, and when he gets it, he's going to drive it up for a base hit. Nice job.
That's a good point you make, and staying within himself, knowing what he's capable of, knowing what he's trying to do with each at-bat. And a check on the runner at first is Gonzalez, and he's back safely. Gonzalez in that 9 spot tonight, a place where we've normally seen Cody Jeffries.
And I kind of like him in the 9 spot, honestly.
I do as well. He's a guy who can get on base, flip the order, as Jeffries had done so well so far this year for the Gatemen, but he's on the bench to start tonight with the arrival of Tommy Troy.
Yeah, Jeffries did a pretty good job of that as well. He struggled over the last few games.
Fastball upstairs to Jarvis.
Jarvis, another guy who loves to hit it up the middle.
Absolutely right.
And he already has a 2 RBI single on a grounder that skipped just above the second base bag.
Here's the 1-0 to Jarvis. Runner goes, fouled off back to the screen. And Gonzalez, who had second base standing up, will be forced to return to first.
Now, I know that was a hit and run call, Nick, but I wish Jarvis didn't swing at that because Gonzalez's jump was so good. He would have been to second easily.
So 1-1 on Jarvis. Gonzalez at first base with one out here in the top of the fifth inning. It's an 8-4 lead for the Gatemen after Angelo Despina extended that lead for the Gatemen. It was 3 runs, and his solo shot to lead off this inning made it 8-4. So now Jarvis back in the box. Another throw to Gonzalez at first.
I brought it up earlier when the Gatemen had 6 runs, but now with 8 runs today, we're in what? The top of the 5th. They've tied their run total for the last 3 games. And we're in the top of the 5th here in Orleans.
Called strike 3. Check that. Strike 2 on Jarvis. The umpire sounded like he rang him up. It was an emphatic strike 2 call. And Jarvis will stay in the box with a 1-2 count. Oh, we got to get these on-deck hitters away from us here. Tommy Troy's laughing at me in the box. But I got to laugh at him earlier when he came on deck at the wrong time. It's this fly ball. And it's popped foul.
We'll call you guys even on the day.
Well, we're even on the day.
Tommy,
we saw you, Tommy.
Up. Tommy gives a thumbs up. We'll take it.
All right, so Jarvis is back in now. It's 1-2. He's choked up 6 inches toward the barrel of the bat. Gonzalez off with the pitch. Jarvis strikes out swinging. The throw down is not in time. And Gonzalez into second base safely. So Jarvis goes down on strikes. That's the second out of the 5th inning. And Tommy Troy coming to the plate with 2 away. Tommy's messing with my focus there. It's not fair. But he has to go to the plate now and hit a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, so I'll give him a pass. An 8-4 ball game. Gonzalez running from second base. Troy in the right-handed batter's box making his first start tonight for the Gatemen as he takes strike 1 on a pitch outside.
You're lucky you had that on Troy. Anybody else on deck laughing at you would have had to just take it, but you caught Troy earlier with the mistake.
Oh, yeah.
And the guys on deck are
right on top of us
5 feet away from us.
Troy pops that one foul off to the right side and onto the parking lot above the grassy hill here where more and more fans have continued to filter in throughout this ball game, bringing lawn chairs, bringing blankets, and now sitting as many as 15 deep going up the hill. Troy facing an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Gonzalez running from second. Checks it up, takes a ball. That pitch was close, got the benefit of the doubt. It's 1-2.
That's a strong take by Troy and a nice job laying off the pitch.
Here's the 1-2 to Troy. Popped behind home plate. Mickness over toward the dugout. Trying to find it in the lights, and he can't. It falls. And Tommy Troy able to stay alive. Caught a break there as Mickness was moving over there through the mask. Got to the railing of the dugout on the first base side and then put his hands up as if to say, I can't find it.
Yeah, that's tough. It's really hard when you're looking directly up into a light. Imagine looking into a spotlight and trying to catch a small ball dropping down towards you out of the sky. It's really hard to do.
Yes, it is. Here's the 1-2 once again to Tommy Troy. Toward the right side and through. Into right field it goes. Troy is around first. He'll pull up there. The run comes around to score. And Gonzalez hustling around from second base gives the Gatemen a 9-4 lead here in the 5th.
Gatemen were tired of hearing that they can't bring runners in. They are delivering on all fronts today. 9 runs. We're still in the 5th. And they are pouring it on here at a park that's difficult to score runs in.
So that'll bring up Cade Kern in the 3-hole tonight. Troy off and running, and that's called strike 1. No throw to second base, so he dives in safely for his first stolen base of the season.
I'm not sure why Mickness didn't throw down there. It looked like he might have had a decent shot to get Troy, but I guess he missed the transition or something and just held on to the baseball.
Troy now at second base, 2 outs in the 5th, and now Troy takes off for third without a throw. Do you believe that?
Tommy Troy, welcome to Wareham. Stolen 2 bases. He's already got 2 hits, including an RBI single. Now he's 90 feet away for Kern.
Kern with a 1-1 count. He's 1 for 3 on the night, and he takes strike 2. Bramall out of the stretch. The 2-1 fouled back 2-2.
Kern's already had a pretty good night. He's got a base knock. Love to see him get a multi-hit game, though. He came in 2 for his last 12 with 2 bombs.
He had a base hit in the 4th. Now with 2 strikes on him here, Bramall on the mound, checks the runner at 3rd. Here's the 2-2. Fastball upstairs, 3-2.
Looks more patient at the plate tonight, if you ask me, Nick.
It's a good point you make. He's looking to attack first pitch fastball, as he told us before the game, but a lot of times was getting just a little too jumpy on that first pitch. Now here's the 3-2. That's a fastball upstairs, ball 4. So now runners at the corners in the top of the 5th inning. It's a 9-4 lead for the Gatemen, and Owen Diodati coming to the plate.
Well, here we go. A good at-bat by Kern. Battles back, draws a walk, and he gets the Gatemen's best bat so far this season to the plate. Kelly Nicholson, in his 16th season as manager, knows that as well, and Prammel's night may be done.
Well, Bramall had a tough season thus far. Came into this one with a 27 ERA on just 1 inning of work. He is retired after giving up the leadoff home run to Despina. Runners at the corners now after he got 2 outs in this inning, and a new arm will come on for Orleans. We'll be back in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Get your glow on at Compassionate Med Spa. They're compassionate about getting your perfect skin. Come get your glow on. Call 774-678-7319. Mention this ad and get 25% off at Hydra Facial.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Hashtag Morse, of course, has your back.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
Back from Eldridge Park for the top of the 5th inning. The Gatemen with a 9-4 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. And if you're just joining us for this one, I don't even know where to start. It was a 3-run 6th for the Gatemen that put them on top. Jace Young came up 6-run third. Jace Young came up in the bottom half of that inning, delivered a grand slam to cut the deficit to 6-4. And now it's Diodati coming up after Despina homered to lead off this inning. We now have 2 outs, runners at the corners, and it's a 9-4 lead for the Gatemen. I skipped some steps in between, but we can't possibly recap all the scoring here.
Well, let's not forget, new pitcher on the mound as that pitch is fouled off. Michael Polk out of the University of Georgia. Right-hander, came in relief for Georgia a few times this year. He'll sit right around 90 with the fastball. He also has a curveball and a changeup.
The right-hander in, staring down the lefty Diodati, who waits in the left-handed batter's box, 60 feet 6 inches away. Runners at the corners. Breaking ball caught the plate. Strike 2, so it's an 0-2 count now on Diodati, who didn't love that call. Shakes his head, steps out, and now he'll have to protect with 2 strikes.
And Polk, one of 2 Georgia pitchers on this staff. Jonathan Cannon's been the one that has stood out so far. 9 innings. He still hasn't given up a run on the Cape League season.
Here's the 0-2 to Diodati. Through the right side and into right for a base hit. Scoring is Tommy Troy from third. Going first to third is Cade Kern, who was off with the pitch, and now still runners at the corners with 2 outs, and the Gatemen add another run. It's 10-4.
Nice job by Diodati, able to ground one the other way. Gatemen have gotten a couple runs that way.
So the scorecards for Jack and I are really starting to fill up and look like disasters here. And we are just in the top of the 5th inning.
And we're happy with it. 10-4 Gatemen lead.
It was a struggle for the Gatemen scoring runs in their past 3 games. In this one, they've already added or have more than their total for the last 3 games as Crook steps in and takes strike 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. It's a 10-4 lead for Wareham. Jimmy Crook's the 8th batter the Gatemen have brought to the plate this inning as he swings and misses through strike 2.
That was a nice changeup by Polk. Went away and dropped under Crooks' bat. It's already Polk's 3rd game out in the Cape League season. Coming into this outing, 2 2/3, gave up 1 run off of a hit, has 3 strikeouts.
Polk, the pitcher, comes set at his belt, out of the stretch. Chop to the third base side. Gloved by Locklear and on to first for the out. Locklear over to his glove hand side, makes the play, throws across his body, and gets out number 3. But not before the Gatemen add a couple more. It's 10-4 going to the bottom of the 5th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Redshirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Redshirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Bottom 5 coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian. And Ian Villers on the mound for the Gatemen this inning, who hold on to a 10-4 lead over the Orleans Firebirds. Gatemen about 2 hours away from their home, all the way off the Cape on the other side of the bridge. We're about as far down on the Cape now as any team plays here in the Cape Cod League. Villers on after a good inning from Rubeck, came in to bridge the gap between Bramer and Villers, who now inherits a 10-4 lead. Bramer went 3 innings, gave up 4. Rubeck was clean through 1, and now we are here in the 5th. With Villers on the mound, we expect him to go 4 as he did his first time around, assuming all goes cleanly.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Against YD, 4 innings, no runs. Gave up 2 hits and had 2 strikeouts. An excellent outing from Ian Villers.
But this game has been a mess. Offensively, defensively, just a lot going on all over the place. So tough to assume that anything will go cleanly for Villers at this point, as he misses up and in with a fastball to Justin Mickness, the 9-hitter who leads off this inning for Orleans. Comes back with another fastball. That one catches the outside part, so it's 1-1.
That one at 92. We've seen him get up to 93, 94 miles per hour and be able to sit there in past outings.
Ball taken low. It's 2-1 on Mickness.
Villers has a good fastball, a great split change, and a slider as well.
Gets the inside edge with another fastball, 2-2.
I think Villers is somebody, too, that could really raise his draft stock here on the Cape. If he continues to pitch well, he could go from maybe a top 15 rounder to a solid top 10 rounder.
The 2-2 to Mickness. Grounded down the first base line to Spina over to make the play, but it's foul. That split change has been really good for Villers, and we saw it in Natera with a similar pitch last night. And when you compare that with a slider, those two off-speed pitches going opposite directions, really mirroring each other as they move away from the strike zone. And not too many guys have the ability to throw them, but when they do, they've proven to be very effective, especially in this Cape League. Now a 2-2 count on Mickness. Here the bases are empty in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 10-4 lead for the Gatemen. Villers working from the stretch. Waist-high leg kick. Now that one's shot back up the middle. Jarvis collects it, throws to first, and gets out number 1.
Nice job by Villers, forces soft contact. And we've seen some shifts from the Gatemen tonight. Jarvis moving closer to the second base bag for some of these lefty hitters, something we haven't really seen from Wareham so far this season, and it's worked well tonight.
So Villers now with 1 out and the top of the order coming up as Jordan Sprinkle checks his swing and takes a strike. Approaching 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. Already almost 2 hours after first pitch, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one swung on and missed for strike 2.
That's what happens when you have 14 runs, Nick.
And we're not complaining. Orleans just a few days ago played in a tie ball game against YD 0-0. That one went just 2 hours, 2 hours, 5 minutes for the entire ball game.
Well, both these teams have been playing low-scoring ball games recently. This is completely different.
3 pitches, 3 strikes as Jordan Sprinkle goes down swinging. Ian Villers looking sharp early, coming on in relief in this 5th inning and retiring the first 2 Firebirds he's faced.
Yeah, and he's got everything working from what I've seen in these 2 batters. I've seen all 3 of his big pitches, and he's been able to throw all of them for strikes.
So here comes Rylan Thomas, batting second in the Firebird lineup tonight, where he's been for most of this season. Came into this ballgame leading the Cape League in batting average, hitting .476. That's dipped a little bit as he's 0 for 2 on the night. Chops the first pitch to shortstop. Jarvis once again moving in on it, throwing to first and making the play. Jim Jarvis picking up a slow roller across his body and gets the third out of the inning, the second time Jarvis made the play, and Villers gets out of the fifth without allowing a run. Going to the sixth, it's a 10-4 lead for the Gatemen right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Whether it's life insurance to save...
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special
Top six from Orleans. It's a 10-4 lead for the Gatemen. Justin Williams to lead it off for the men in red. Despina on deck. He homered to lead off the last inning. And it's Michael Polk back on the mound for the Firebirds. He came in relief with 2 outs in the fifth. So he gets a fresh start here with nobody aboard. And Williams digs into the right-handed batter's box. Sends a line shot to first base, but caught by Matt Goodhart. Goodhart hugging the line just a little bit at his position, and that was a shot off the bat of Justin Williams.
There's always one guy in your lineup who has that bad luck when everyone's cashing in on runs. That's been Williams. I mean, a huge fly ball to center. That was called out. He did have the sac fly in the third that recorded an RBI, but another hot shot down the first base line, and Goodhart just up to the task. Tough break for Williams.
So here's Despina now, facing Polk for the first time tonight. He homered his last time up, struck out in the second, also was hit by a pitch in the third. So he thinks about a breaking ball and lays off, takes it over the plate for a strike.
Some updates from around the league, Nick. YD defeating Harwich 6-4. Katuitt again beats Hyannis for the second night in a row, 8-1.
That one fouled off over our shoulders on the third base side.
Falmouth ahead of Chatham 4-1 in the last of the sixth. And Bourne has an off night tonight, as well as Brewster.
So Despina digs in once again. Facing the righty Polk, it's 0-2. The pitch was thrown about 53 feet in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Mickness, but with nobody aboard, no damage done. It's a 10-4 lead for the Gatemen. Nobody aboard here with 1 out in the top of the sixth. The 1-2 to Despina, chopped foul toward the Firebird dugout. Timeout on the field. Now play resumes as Polk gets his sign. Now time called once again by Despina, forcing Polk to think just a little bit harder about this 1-2 pitch. Ten runs on 8 hits for the Gatemen, 4 runs on 3 hits for Orleans. The 1-2 to Despina, called strike 3. It was a fastball that grabbed the inside corner, and that's out number 2 in the inning.
Nice pitch by Polk. Just got the inside of the zone. Nothing Despina could do with it, and he has to sit back down. Polk looking sharp so far in his outing. Gave up a slow roller to Diodati that got through to right field. That was the first batter he faced. Since then, he's been good.
Here's Jack Brannigan. Takes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Brannigan, his last time up, did something that I haven't seen in a long time. Laid down a bunt and then touched the ball when he was out of the batter's box. So I don't know how to score that exactly, but it's an out.
I guess just a 2 unassisted. That's how I had it down.
All right, that works for me. As Brannigan swings and misses at a breaking ball, 0-2.
Instead, thought that he was still in the batter's box, and that would have made it a foul ball, like you explained earlier, Nick. But didn't get much of a listen from the home plate umpire, Patrick
No,
Burns.
Sten wasn't too fired up about it. I think he understood the call. The 0-2 to Brannigan. Chopper to first base, fielded on a hop by Matt Goodhart. He takes it himself, and that's the 3rd out of the top of the 6th. So we'll go to the bottom of the inning. The Gatemen with a 6th-run lead. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Ian Villers back on the mound for the Gatemen as we begin the Orleans half of the 6th inning. Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. He'll face the heart of the Orleans order, Connor Cox, Jace Young, and Matt Goodhart. Combined 2 hits for the 3 of those guys tonight. Connor Cox digging into the right-handed batter's box. Villers came on in the 5th inning. Sat down the Firebirds 1-2-3. A strikeout and 2 groundouts to shortstop, and comes with a breaking ball there, low and away to Connor Cox.
Yeah, Villers has been sharp in his 5 Cape League innings.
Gets a breaking ball over the plate. That was the slider, and evens the count at 1. Villers now gone 5 innings in the Cape League, yet to allow a run. I've jinxed a couple things already tonight, so let's hope that's not one of them, as that's a ground ball back toward the middle. Gloved by Tommy Troy, and the throw to first is in time for out number 1.
Nice stretch by Despina. He had to get way off the bag. And able to keep his right foot glued to that first base bag for the first out.
Tommy Troy, the middle infielder out of Stanford, returned from the College World Series, now making his first start in the Gatemen lineup tonight. It's a 10-4 lead for Wareham. Villers now working with 1 out here in the 6th. Nobody aboard. And delivers the first pitch ball to Jace Young, who has really had the one good night at the plate for Orleans.
Yeah, opposite field grand slam his last time up in the 3rd.
Takes strike 1.
He hit that a long way. It carried.
Breeze continues to blow in as night has fallen here in Orleans. The lights are on. There's the slider from Villers, finishes on the back foot of Young and gets him to swing through it.
Yeah, he caught Young with that pitch.
You know he'll be ready here with 2 strikes, though. A 1-2 count on the second baseman out of Texas Tech. Villers comes set. Not even close with that fastball. Wide of the right-handed batter's box, and it goes to the backstop.
Well, even even being ahead in the count, I should say, for Villers, it's still Jace Young at the plate, and you watched him hit a grand slam his last time
I know
up.
it's not an easy feeling as a pitcher to be out there knowing you can't make a mistake, especially with 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Just missed. Whew. That was a close pitch.
Man, I wanted that one for him. I think it was a little bit off the plate because Villers didn't seem too surprised. We don't necessarily have the best angle on that pitch.
That is true. Villers also with excellent body language out there as a pitcher. Nothing seems to phase him as this 3-2 is fouled off. Granted, he hasn't really faced any real adversity that we've seen, gotten through 5 scoreless innings thus far.
Well, he's given up 2 leadoff hits, and one of those was a double. So he has had to deal with base runners and a base runner in scoring position. But like you said, he stays calm and composed.
The 3-2 once again to Young. Got him, strike 3. Fastball dotted the outside corner, and Villers sits down the best hitter in the Orleans lineup by way of the strikeout.
Young was ready to head over to first, and he did a double take on Patrick Burns' call to strike 3, but it was close.
Well, Villers didn't get the last one.
Yeah,
so
I think it could have gone either way.
If you even it out, that's strike 3, and Young takes a seat on the Orleans bench over there on the first base side. Matt Goldhart is the batter now. Goldhart making his first start for Orleans at first base. Swung through a fastball, strike 1 from Villers. Now takes a breaking ball low and away. It's 1-1.
A little bit of news for the Washington Nationals. Kyle Schwarber, 12 home runs in the last 10 games. He's one of only 2 players, along with Albert Bell, who did it in 1995, to hit 12 homers in 10 games in MLB history. Congrats to him, former Gateman.
Former Gateman.
Part of the 2012
and say that again
championship
slowly.
team.
12 home runs in 10 games.
I think that's a lot.
Sounds like a lot. That's strike 2 to Goodhart. Two strikeouts on the ball game for Villers, who is now through 1 2/3. He comes set, delivers the 1-2. Fouled out of play to the left side. This is a Orleans team that strikes out a lot. 15 strikeouts last night. And for as many solid bats as they've had in this lineup, they've had a little bit of trouble getting it going offensively. That includes Jace Young, who, other than the home run tonight, has really been quiet for most of this season. Villers blows another fastball by him. Goodhart goes down on strikes, his second strikeout of the inning, and that will send us to the 7th. It's a 10-4 lead for Wareham. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Welcome back for the 7th inning on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. 10-4 Gatemen lead. All 10 of the runs came in innings 3 through 5. Orleans 4 runs off a Jace Young grand slam in the third. And Michael Polk still on the mound. He's worked an inning and a third scoreless, only giving up 1 hit. He's got Gonzalez, Jarvis, and Troy, the 9-1-2 hitters for the Gatemen. And his first pitch to Gonzalez misses low. Tres Gonzalez, 1 for 2 with a base hit. He's also drawn a walk. 1-0 upstairs.
Jim Jarvis waiting on deck. It's a fist bump to the Gateman bat boy.
That pitch in for a strike. Now 2 balls and a strike to Gonzalez. Two one, high chopper right side, backhanded by Goodhart. Polk covers the bag, and the flip is not in time. Gonzalez beat out Polk, who had to jump up for a bad flip, and got his foot on the bag before Polk could come down.
Well, that one's on Polk. Polk needs to beat that runner to first base. Over there to make the play was Goodhart, but nowhere to throw the baseball when he was just kind of moving over towards second base. His pitcher wasn't at the bag yet, and he had to hold it for an extra beat.
And they're going to score that an error on the first baseman. I don't know about that one.
Why even guess at this point, Jack?
That one grounded left side to second for 1, to first for 2. 6-4-3 double play on the first swing from Jim Jarvis. And that'll empty the bases. 2 away now in the top of the 7th. 10-4 Gatemen lead. Tommy Troy coming to the plate.
Well, I'm just happy you got to call this Jarvis at bat, because last time he came up, I rang him up on 2 strikes. So,
yeah. Well, I forgot about that. There's so much that's gone on in this game. Strike 1 to Tommy Troy on the first pitch. 0-1 outside.
In my defense, it was an emphatic strike 2 call from the home plate umpire.
All the strike calls have been emphatic tonight, though, for the most part.
That one was just had a little extra zing to it. I swear to you.
1-1 off the plate to Tommy Troy. Troy is 2 for 3 with 2 base hits. One of those was an RBI single in the 5th. He's also drawn a walk. So a great debut for Tommy Troy.
Oh, yeah. Nice to have him in the lineup.
It is. 2-1. Fouled off home plate.
It's a fair ball.
They said it was fair. Troy was standing there. They called it fair. I don't know. Troy's laughing about it. He's saying, no way. Snedden's out from the dugout.
Well,
I don't know what to tell you about that one. That's the 3rd out.
Well, if a ball hits home plate and ends up in fair territory, it's a fair ball. And I think that was the right call, to be honest with you. I think that ball, it hit the plate. It ended up one foot maybe in front of home plate. The catcher, Mickness, very heads up, picked it up on a hop. And that's out number 3.
So there we go. 10-4 game. Bottom of the 7th in a moment. God bless America coming up for the 7th inning stretch. We'll step aside. Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Bottom of the 7th, 10-4 Gatemen lead. Jack Sadighian here with a special guest, Jeffrey Gilbert, the pitcher from Clemson, coming to join me for the last of the 7th. How's it going tonight?
Good. How are y'all?
We're just hanging out in the booth, enjoying a nice lead. So finally putting some runs on the board. 10 runs for Wareham tonight. That outscores their last 3 games combined. So we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hitters have done a great job tonight. Started off with our first couple batters. They got off to a good start, and the bottom of the order just kept it going. And our pitchers, for the most part, besides a little bit of one hit, have done an excellent job tonight.
Well, and that was off the bat of Jace Young, too. It's hard to contain him. Locklear grounds that one foul. He's up against Villers to start off the last of the 7th. But Villers has been solid. 6 scoreless innings so far from him. What have you seen from him that makes him so good on the mound?
Yeah, he shows great composure. He's one of those guys who you can tell he's thrown a lot of innings, and he's got a 3-pitch mix that is one of those things that you see most important with starters when you get older into college ball. Even though he's a reliever, he has pretty much even splits, and he throws well to righties and lefties really well. Fastball, changeup, slider, and he's just absolutely carved so far. So I was talking to the dugout. It's very exciting to see him pitch as he K's another right-handed batter.
Yeah, got Locklear his 4th strikeout tonight, 3rd in a row. Now, you've been having a little bit of transition yourself. You're trying to move into more of a long relief starting role, if I'm not mistaken. How has that been going for you this summer?
It's good. It's one of those things where you use summer ball as one of those things where it's like doing your homework, you know? You come here and you just start to soak up as much information as you can, and using Ron Polk and Jerry Weinstein so far. They've done an excellent job, and so has George, our pitching coach, and helping me make that transition, because it's really a totally different ball game, to be honest with you.
What are some of those biggest differences for you? Obviously, you have to pitch for longer in the game, but how does that change anything? Does that change anything mechanically for you? How you approach your outing?
Yeah, no, nothing mechanically. It's really, to be honest with you, it's just how I attack batters. As George and I have talked about, and I've talked with some other people about, it's when you come out of the bullpen in the 8th or 9th, it's guns blazing. You're trying to throw everything to pretty much strike out and limit as many people on base as possible. So strikeouts come at a premium, and you're trying to limit those hits. Obviously, when you're starting now, you're trying to induce as much contact early to keep that pitch count down. So you try to lean on your fastball a little bit more, induce that contact early in the game, and then obviously as you get in the 4th, 5th, 6th inning, you start to show a lot more of that off speed and try to get those strikeouts, and to then turn it over to your bullpen.
That one popped out of play by Jared McKenzie. 2 away now in the bottom of the 7th, 10-4 Wareham lead. Alongside Jeffrey Gilbert here in the booth, Clemson pitcher. And how's it been on the Cape so far?
It's beautiful. I love it.
It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, I got him. Damn, he is shoving right now. Golly.
Rung up McKenzie. 1-2-3 inning for Villers. He now has 5 strikeouts. Jeffrey Gilbert will keep him on for the top of the 8th when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Top of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. 10-4 Wareham lead. Kern, Diodati, and Crooks, the 3-4-5 hitters coming up. Jack Sadighian alongside our special guest, Jeffrey Gilbert, taking some Snapchats in the booth.
Not even close.
And your roommate coming up, Cade Kern, heading to the plate. He's been good tonight. A base hit. He's also drawn a walk.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I think is just starting to unfold this summer. He started, I think, maybe even just the first 2 games slow and started to pick it up real quick, got hot. And it's beautiful to see. He's one of those dudes that just got a lot of juice and can run. It's exciting to watch him play baseball.
Well, he had 2 home runs this past season at Ohio State, and he already has 2 in the last 3 games. I mean, the power's starting to take off for him a little bit.
Yeah, he's a baseball junkie, just knows the game really well. He studies the game constantly. Watching him in the weight room is a treat. I mean, just an all-around athlete and just one of those dudes that you can tell grew up around the game and just continues to just unload it.
Well, he's not that big of a guy, 6 foot 195, but in the weight room he's just
it's different. It's different.
Pops up into foul territory. And Goodhart has it for the first out. 10-4 Wareham lead alongside Jeffrey Gilbert for the top of the 8th. Left-hander out of Clemson joining us. Get any animosity with the Ohio State Clemson thing with Cade?
We haven't even got, to be honest, I was thinking about that the first day, and then we didn't even get into it and never got talking about it. It's to be honest with you, I think it's different because we played a different sport.
Right. It's more of the football rivalry as Diodati's grounder bounces off Jace Young and gets into center field. They'll reach on an error. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because you don't see each other a lot on the baseball diamond.
No, I think the only chance we have is if we face each other in a regional.
Right.
Which
and we have our producer Harrison floating through some of these highlights from the last college football playoff semifinal. So Harrison, our producer, is a huge Ohio State fan.
Oh, gee, he's kept that in the bag. He hasn't even started talking to me about that.
He hasn't. His license plate says "Go Buckeyes."
Okay, well I could have taken a hint then.
They've both gotten their blows in the last couple years, though, so consider it a pretty even rivalry. There's nothing worse than a one-sided rivalry. That's how I view the Georgia Tech thing. I'm sure Tress wouldn't be thrilled with me saying that one, but
no. That was one thing that Georgia Tech had a pretty good season this year.
Great year. Yep. They had Vandy on the ropes in the regional.
Yep.
Jimmy Crooks at the plate, lines one to right field. That'll get down. How fun is it to have him behind the plate when you're pitching?
He reminds me a lot of the catcher that we have back at Clemson, to be honest with you, Jonathan French, who's on Falmouth.
Yep.
John and Jimmy, they're both active catchers. It's like I don't know if that's the right term, but that's what I call them, where they're constantly moving, constantly working. They're pounding their glove. They're talking to you. Like they're in the game with you as much as you're trying and want the outs and want the pitches just as bad as you do. And it's really exciting to have. He does an excellent job back there.
Yeah, he's already thrown out 3 runners on the Cape League season. Contributed to a 6. What was it? It was a 6-4-2-6 double play.
Yeah.
Earlier today.
Don't see those often. I'll tell you.
No, you don't. And how much of it is him calling the pitches? I know at the college level it started to be coaches calling more pitches, but is he calling most of the pitches this summer?
Yeah, he's calling pitches, and to be honest with you, my pitching coach back at Clemson, he'd tell you I'm notorious for shaking off.
Oh, really?
And so, but to be honest, it's weird because Jimmy and we talk very little about plan and execution, and he does an excellent job calling pitches, fake shakes, all that. I think I've shaken him off once all summer. Other than that, everything that I've shaken has been a fake shake that he's called. So he does an excellent job just reading hitters and understanding the game of baseball, which obviously that's what you want in a catcher.
Yeah, absolutely. Justin Williams at the plate. He strikes out.
I was about to say, what a night he's had. He's, I think, 0 for 5 now, but he's
running into some bad luck tonight.
Oh, my gosh. He's one of those dudes who just puts bat on ball and just has not had anything to show for it.
Cade Fergus on deck, so looks like our first potential pinch hitter. First, we'll have Angelo Despina at the plate. How about his home run?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Went the other way.
Snuck in around the foul pole, but we got a lot of dudes with power on this team, I'll tell you that. We haven't had much to show for it so far, but I think they're just getting going. Hitters are starting to have a lot better at bats, it seems like, which, I mean, that's what you kind of expect coming up here. You're going to face a lot of good arms, so you just got to figure it out, and they're starting to do it, and it's become pretty exciting.
Do you feel like you gained an extra advantage, too, with them at the wood bat, or has that not been as big of an impact?
He drove that one pretty well.
Yeah, barrels it up to left field. Thomas races under it and secures it for the third out. So we'll have to put the conversation on hold. 10-4 game as we head to the bottom of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Last of the 8th, 10-4 Gatemen lead, and Villar's back out for his 4th inning of work. He's retired 9 in a row in 3 innings. Jack Sadighian, Jeffrey Gilbert, our special guest, the left-hander from Clemson. Now, we had a moment earlier in this game, Jeffrey, where the Gatemen scored 6 runs in the top of the 3rd. Bradley Bramer had thrown 2 scoreless innings, had to come back out for the bottom of the 3rd. He ended up giving up a grand slam. Is there something that happens as a pitcher where you start to get cold or, there's a little bit of a lull when you have to sit through a long inning like that? It's great that the bats are working, but what do you have to do to keep yourself ready to go?
Yeah, it's really a love-hate relationship between pitchers and your offense, obviously. You want to get back out there as quick as possible to continue to just get outs and get the game moving, but obviously you are ecstatic when your offense puts up 6 runs. So it's kind of hard to explain because obviously different guys vary, but just the longer you sit there, I just think the tighter you get, and you really don't want to overwork yourself. That one's hit pretty well.
Hit a long way to left field out of our view, and it looks like it was caught by Diodati. We'll view that by Mickness heading back to the dugout.
Yeah, and so, I mean, it's just really, to be honest with you, it's just you want to stay loose. You want to keep that blood flowing, and if that starts to build up, you obviously get tired. Your arm could just become slower when you get back out there, and it's like turning on a car again. You just got to restart it and hopefully to get it back going as quick as you can. But yeah, it does. There are some laybacks that come with a pretty long inning.
Shot up the middle. That's a base hit for a pinch hitter. That was Benjamin Blackwell, the junior out of the University of Dayton. So he's aboard with 1 out. And thank you so much for joining us, Jeffrey. Appreciate the time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And Wareham playing well, up 10-4, so you can't complain about that one.
Not at all. Hopefully it'll be a shorter bus ride home.
Thanks for joining me, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And so Nick will throw his headset back on. Did you miss the booth, Nick?
Oh, yeah. Have to remember what it's like watching baseball without talking through the whole game.
Right. So Benjamin Blackwell aboard on first. And one away. Bottom of the 8th, 10-4 Gatemen lead. Grounder right side, double play opportunity to second for one, to first 4-2. So Nick steps back in.
I don't even get to
and
talk.
2 pitches later, the side is retired. It'll stay at 10-4.
Gilbert's laughing at me as he's going back to the dugout. Go away. You took 3 of my innings. It's all good. Lots more baseball to play here in the Cape. Jack, take it away.
9th inning after this, 10-4 Gatemen lead.
Badger Sport is a leading provider of
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Back for the top of the 9th inning. Nick Magas here with Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It'll be Cade Fergus leading it off for the Gatemen. He was not in the starting lineup tonight, but now pinch hitting for Angelo Despina for the 2nd consecutive night. The Gatemen with a 10-4 lead over the Orleans Firebirds here in Orleans, coming to you from Aldridge Park. New arm on the mound is Nick Wallerstedt out of Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah, on the Cape League season. Giving up 1 run in 1 2/3 off of a hit and 2 walks. He also has a strikeout, but I believe Fergus hitting for Brannigan. Yep. He hit for Despina last night in the 9th, 3-3 game, ended up striking out. But he's been off to a hot start.
So Wallerstedt on the mound with the bases empty out of the windup. Blows a fastball by Fergus for strike 1.
He's 3 for 8, homer and a double. That was a solo home run. That was actually against Orleans. Went the other way to right field. He had reached an 8 of his 9 opening plate appearances.
Fergus takes the slider away. Count goes to 1-1. The pitch, there's the breaking ball again. This one catches the middle of the plate, 1-2.
This is one of the few 9th innings we've had where it just hasn't been that dramatic so far this season. I mean, still baseball to be played, but up 6 runs. You feel comfortable if you're Wareham right now. They've played a lot of close games through these first 7.
It has its positives, though. Able to bring in Jeffrey Gilbert just for a couple innings.
Right.
A couple innings ago. Thank you to him again for joining us. Here's the 2-2 to Fergus. That's strike 3. Never a doubt. As a fastball split the plate, Fergus was frozen, and that's out number 1.
And he knew it right away.
Yes, he did. So we're in a 10-4 ball game here, as you said, Jack. At least not for the moment the most exciting 9th inning, but the Gatemen now with 1 out and the bases empty here in the top half of this inning. Jarvis on deck. And Tres Gonzalez coming to the plate. Wallerstedt's been locating the slider in the early going. That one found the zone, 0-1 on Gonzalez. Rears back comes with the fastball, 1-1. Wallerstedt, the son of former ASU football player and 6-year NFL vet Brett Wallerstedt. Slider, broken bat off the hands of Gonzalez to shortstop. It goes. Snap throw to first in time. Jordan Sprinkle coming in on a slow roller, staying with it to make the play at first, and that's out number 2.
Nice job by Wallerstedt. 2 batters, 2 outs. Forced Gonzalez into that broken bat 6-3 ground out. The Gatemen offense has had the better of Orleans today. A bit of a coming out party for the Gatemen. Been waiting for them to score some runs. We know they had power.
Fastball caught the inside corner to Jarvis, who's been in the leadoff spot all night. Coming up to the plate for the 6th time. Fouls a breaking ball off to the left, 0-2. He was hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the third, singled in the fourth, struck out in the 5th, and then grounded into a double play in the 7th. Jarvis now, with his patented 2-strike approach, fouls off another pitch. Jimmy 2 strikes.
Yeah.
He's always down 0-2, and he's always battling 0-2.
Well, he wasn't on his 2 RBI single today, so I was happy to see that.
The 0-2 to him once again, fouled off to the same place. Wallerstedt challenging him with the slider. Jarvis staying alive.
As we've talked about a couple times, Nick, just it's fun to watch him with 2 strikes, but you don't want to see him with 2 strikes.
You don't want to be hitting from a hole in every at-bat.
But the fact that he came into this game hitting about 280 with as many at-bats as he's had with 2 strikes is great.
That one's driven to right. Going back on it is Cox, and it's off the wall. So Jarvis chugs around first base. He's into second standing up. And a 2-out double for the leadoff man for the Gatemen, showing off some power for the first time this season.
His second double of the season, Nick, and that one looked like it was going to get out of here. I think both of us thought that had a chance.
It did.
Hits off the short wall in right field.
Well, for a minute, I thought Cox had a beat on it, and then the next thing you know, he's chasing it back off the wall. So Jarvis aboard now. He's running from second base with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. It's a 6-run lead for the Gatemen.
And another run doesn't hurt.
Insurance runs never hurt. And Tommy Troy out of Stanford swings and misses at a fastball, strike 1.
How about his debut for the Gatemen, Nick?
2 for 4 with a walk. This is his 6th plate appearance.
RBI as well in the 5th.
And made a couple of nice plays at second base where he got the start this evening.
I will go on record and say he did get bailed out by Crooks. Had a bad throw over to first. Crooks backed it up and gunned it to second.
He just did that. He just did that for entertainment value. That was to keep us engaged in the game in the early going, which and then ended up being a game that didn't take anything for us to stay engaged. It's been all over the place. We've seen a lot that we haven't seen thus far, and Troy swings through a slider. That's strike 2. So a 1-2 count on Tommy Troy. Nick Wallerstedt on the mound here for the first time in this 9th inning. New Orleans pitchers have had a tough day. We'll give most of the credit to the Gatemen bats, though, who have really come alive this evening. Troy takes strike 3. The slider was working for Wallerstedt. He struck out 2 in that inning, and after giving up the 2-out double to Jarvis, gets out of it unscathed. 6-run lead for Wareham going to the bottom of the 9th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsin.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options. Turned up?
Yeah, I actually turned them up a bunch. Forgot to turn you down.
Paul Skeens on for the Gatemen to try and close the deal here in the bottom of the ninth inning for Orleans. Coming to the plate, he has 6 runs to work with here. It's a 10-4 ball game. And the bats have really come to life this evening for Wareham. Skeens off to Team USA in just a couple of days. Not in the lineup tonight as a hitter, so he comes on for the ninth inning. They'll try and get him one more appearance before he takes off for what will presumably be the rest of the summer.
Yeah, in 2 innings so far this summer, gave up 1 run off of 3 hits against, or the run came against YD, and it was a little bit of bad luck. They were up 7-0 when he came in. He gave up a couple of bloop hits.
So he's no stranger to pitching with a lead, and he delivers ball 1 to the 3-hitter Connor Cox. Cox 1 for 2 with a walk tonight in the right-handed batter's box. Skeens is turning up the velo early.
That one said 89 on the gun, but that seems like a lot faster than 89 to me.
Well, Skeens has been able to get up to 100.
Right.
Did it once earlier this season, and there's a high fastball goes right by Cox for strike 2.
His first pitch was at 94, which he typically sits like 94 to
96.
90. Yep.
Base is empty here, 10-4 ball game here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian with you for the last time here for Orleans as Cox waves through a fastball. That's strike 3.
Good start for Skeens. Love to see him get a clean inning, head out to Team USA with his confidence up. He's struggled a little bit with the bat, but on the mound he's looked solid.
Absolutely he has. The rest of the Gatemen pitching, with the exception of a grand slam for this man right here, Jace Young, was solid. Villers came in relief, went 4 innings, gave up just 1 hit, faced a total of 12 batters, retired the large majority of them. And now Skeens on for the ninth just to try and close the deal. It's ball 1 to Jace Young, who, as I mentioned, delivered a grand slam, the only 4 RBI for Orleans in this ball game. Takes a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, and he destroyed it opposite field. He's a special player, Nick, and he's a guy that is going to be at the top of MLB draft boards when it's his time.
Swings through a breaking ball there, though, 1-2. Still had a little bit of trouble getting it going this summer, but coming off a huge year at Texas Tech.
Well, and he's hit some balls really hard this summer, too, which scouts love to see.
The power is there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back sliders from Paul Skeens, and a very good hitter in Jace Young is retired. So the last hope for Orleans. Steps into the left-handed batter's box. It's Matt Goodhart, making his first start tonight out of the University of Arkansas. This is the case with so many of these Cape League players coming in, joining the roster at different times over the course of the summer, most of them after their college seasons end, as Goodhart swings and misses through a slider. Skeens feeling that off-speed pitch in the early going. He's retired 2 batters already and has 1 more to go before the Gatemen can get out of this one with a win. Fastball on the inside part fouled off. Catches the screen over the Gatemen dugout. And Skeens quickly ahead 0-2. Park has started to empty here in Orleans as the home team down big, 10-4. Gatemen a strike away. Skeens out of the windup. Checks it up, takes the ball. It was a high fastball. Goodhart thought about it, but able to hold back, and it's 1-2.
That was a great pitch. Goodhart could barely hold his swing. Went about 80% of the way to getting strike 3.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Skeens strikes out the side, and the Gatemen win it. They are back in the win column. After a couple losses and a tie, the Gatemen improved to 3-4. The Orleans Firebirds fall to 3-4-1, and Paul Skeens on to close the deal. So we will step out for a moment. It's a 10-4 victory for the Gatemen. We'll be back to recap the game on the postgame show. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Gatemen Baseball Network. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports,
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce,
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce,
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands, and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Back for the last time from Orleans, Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It was a 10-4 win for the Gatemen. They had just about everything working tonight, and after a couple tough games in a row, including a tie yesterday that left us all dissatisfied, they come storming back. The bats were working, the arms were working, and they win this one 10-4. We'll start with the offense, Jack, and we'll start with a guy who made his first appearance in the Gatemen lineup tonight in Tommy Troy. Came out of Stanford, returned from the College World Series, and started his Cape League career with a bang.
Yeah, he was great. 2 for 5.
With a walk.
With a walk and an RBI in the 5th inning. Can't ask for much more than that in your first appearance, and he looked great over at second as well. Great debut for Tommy Troy and a long run for Stanford in the CWS. So happy to see that, and happy to see him finally get over to the Cape League. Fun to have him aboard, and everybody was hitting tonight. I mean, Justin Williams and Jack Brannigan, the only ones without hits. Brannigan had a tough day, but Williams just ran into some bad luck. He did record an RBI on a sac fly, but hit a deep ball to center that was run down, and a line drive to first that didn't get past Goodhart. He made a nice play on it.
Those were a couple of baseballs barreled up with extra bases written all over them, and Williams wasn't able to come away with a hit on either one. That's the way it goes sometimes, especially if you're in a bit of a slump, as Williams has been. But a good sign that he's seeing the ball well, and good things are coming for the third baseman. Brannigan DHing tonight also had a bit of a tough night, but for the most part, across the board, the offense was going. Cade Kern, his patented 1 for 4 with a walk. Owen Diodati, 2 for 5. Jimmy Crooks, 1 for 4 with a walk. So lots of good signs. Guys were getting on base in a lot of different ways, and we saw some wild plays in this one. Speaking of getting on base in different ways, there were some interesting defensive plays for the Gatemen. There was an interesting play with Brannigan touching a ball outside of the box at home plate.
And we weren't a fan of some of those calls, and we made them known. 4 errors for Orleans. I thought at least 2 of them could have maybe been ruled a Gateman hit. So tough break for some of the Gateman hitters as far as the stat book goes. And that stuff matters because scouts look at that stuff. You think, oh, whatever, just a summer ball game. But hits versus errors, it matters because it's the difference between a hitter recording an out or getting a hit that improves their average. So that kind of stuff is a big deal. But maybe they can take up the official scores on that. I'm certainly not going to try and take them on myself, but we'll see.
Shouldn't. We've had a tough time trying to do that on air. But the pitching for the Gatemen was also really, really solid. Bramer came out and looked good through 3 innings. He ran into a little trouble, and we need to touch on Jace Young's home run. It was a grand slam, and Bramer loaded the bases. It was a couple singles and a walk that put him in a bit of a jam with a really good hitter coming up. And Young, on what I believe was a 3-2 count, sent a high fly ball the other way, drilled it to left center field, brought home the only 4 runs of the ball game. But other than that, Bramer was pretty good. It was 4 runs through 3 innings for him. He ended up getting the win because the Gatemen were already up 6-4 at that point. And then from there, Jack, we saw Rubeck, we saw Villers, and we saw Skeens, and all 3 of them were clean.
Yeah, so we'll touch on the Jace Young grand slam first. He's just a phenomenal player. Hit the ball hard.
No doubt.
To left field. But he's been quiet against the Gatemen. That is his only hit in 2 games against the Gatemen. He's 0 for 8, but he has 5 RBIs now. So the grand slam looms large, and it brought Orleans back into the game at the time, but give the Gatemen credit. They get 4 runs in the next 2 innings and really quiet any chances at an Orleans comeback. So tough for Bramer, but outside of that one batter, I think if you were a scout watching, if you were a fan watching tonight, you could see that he had a really good outing outside of that one big grand slam. So a tough break for him, and then the rest of the pitchers were great. 6 innings combined from Rubeck, Villers, and Skeens. Scoreless, only 1 hit, and a combined 10 strikeouts. Villers had the bulk of that. He goes 4 innings, sees the minimum 12 batters despite giving up that hit, and has 5 strikeouts. So another good night on the mound for Wareham. And that's correlated with success. Anytime Wareham has come out and pitched well, thrown their best arms, they found a way to win the game, which that's usually how it works in baseball.
They do. We also got to talk to an arm tonight. Jeffrey Gilbert joining us for the second half of the 7th and then the 8th inning, and had a lot of nice things to say. We got to talk to him about his future at Clemson, but he was here when Villers was on the mound, and it was interesting to hear his take on a really, really good pitcher. Talked about his composure, talked about how he can eat up innings and has some of the best stuff in this Gatemen rotation. He'll take off in just a few days. I think this was actually the last appearance he'll make here with the Gatemen. Most of these guys, of course, on pitch counts, especially pitchers. You don't want to overthrow them. A lot of these guys won't be here for the whole summer. Some of them, of course, like Paul Skeens, who we saw late in the game, taking off for Team USA. But it was a treat to see Villers while we had the opportunity. He ended up going, I think, 8 total innings in his Cape Cod career now. Hasn't allowed a run, and the stuff has been sharp through all of them.
So here's the final stat line for him. 8 innings, no runs off of 3 hits with 7 strikeouts. That's fantastic.
That's really, really good.
And that might have been a chance for him to raise his draft stock a little bit. So good news for Ian Villers. Great to see him do well. And thank you so much to Jeffrey for coming in the booth. He did a tremendous job. Really took us into the mind of a pitcher, which is difficult to do.
It's not easy to do, especially because pitchers are crazy.
Yeah. A lot of times you just don't really know what's going on with pitchers, too. You just see them in their outings, and you're not sure what their thought process is, how they're going through things. And every pitcher is different, but it was great to get into Jeffrey's head a little bit and kind of pick his brain.
And Rubeck, another guy we should touch on. He hasn't gotten the attention from us or from really anybody around the Gatemen organization. We assume that he's on some kind of pitch count as well. We've only seen him in 2 separate games for an inning apiece, but I think 5 strikeouts now and 6 total batters faced. He was really good tonight, sat him down 1-2-3. He did the same thing in Bourne just a few nights ago, so not sure what kind of role he'll be playing going forward, but when they've needed him, he's been incredibly effective.
Yeah, can't do much better than he's done. You can't ask him to do more than sit down 6 batters that you faced over the summer. So 2 solid innings we've seen from him in 2 separate appearances. Been very impressed with his stuff.
Last thing we should touch on, throwing it back to the offensive side for just a moment, because we did fail to mention Despina with the home run, his first of the Cape League season. We gave him enough of a hard time early in the year, and he told us about it. He's like, I'm tired of you guys saying, he's still looking for his first hit. He's still looking for his first hit. He's really gotten the batting average up. He was 2 for 3 yesterday, finished this game 1 for 4 with a big home run and a hit by pitch. Nice to see him getting it back on track, and if the Gatemen are going to win games, especially offensively like they won this one 10-4, it's going to be the bottom of the order that needs to step up. And a guy like Despina coming through in a big way in the 7th spot is going to be what they need.
When he's really kind of burst on the scene, he went 3 for 4 against Bourne, then he was 2 for 3 last night and hits a solo home run tonight. So 3 of the last 4 games he's turned in solid appearances at the plate, and that's what you want to see out of your first baseman, Despina. So he's starting to turn a corner in his Cape League season.
We expect Despina to be with us here for a little while. New faces continue to move in and out here with the Gatemen. We'll do our best to keep you updated on the carousel of the roster as we expect new guys coming in here in the near future, pitchers especially, as we lose Villers and Bramer after this one tonight, but more talented arms coming on very, very shortly. We'll send it away for now, saying thank you for joining us tonight. It's Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. One more time, it's a 10-4 win for the Gatemen. They'll be on the road in Yarmouth-Dennis tomorrow, taking on the YD Red Sox. They beat Orleans tonight for the 2nd time this season. They'll have the chance to do the same thing to another team tomorrow, beat YD for the 2nd time this year. We'll be with you on the call. It'll be myself, Nick Magas, and Owen Shagru tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us, and so long for now.